I don't know. Maybe I've never seen both of them in the same room before. They could be the same person, but looks like we're getting into the match. It is going to be the Robos versus the Blake Yuumi. Yuumi, of course, really strong character too. We have a lot of unique character variety here in this first match, but Yuumi, of course, a solid character regardless.
Indeed. Yeah, we're seeing that Blake range already come into play, right? That 5B, getting some mileage in terms of stuff in Ike's approaches. Unfortunately, no full conversion, so Red Like Roses sacrificing a lot of the momentum. Decent defense here, right as I say that. Cracked body overhead. No dice on the burst there either. Gonna get punished here.
Yeah, good use of the Orgia boost gauge too, and then able to avoid the burst and finding those hits again, super critical. Not going to be quite dead yet, going for the reset, but yeah, the 5A on the wake up, it's always so good. It's 6 frames, hard to challenge sometimes. Combos into itself on counter hit, but right now we got a cross combo coming on, and this should be a dead Yuumi.
Yeah, Yuumi, one of those characters that you really want to constantly be taking actions with, or at least, like, she's such a strong character, right? You want to let one part of her multi-layered strong hit shine in some aspect at all given times, right? You see Red Like Rose is kind of stuck in the corner. They're trying to figure out what to do next. And against Aegis, that's one of the worst characters to just stare at. You're just like kind of inviting her to, go in, run her high-low offense as Anima does, and gonna be able to take this Blake subsequently after the Resistance activation. Anima going up game 1.
Yeah, a lot of the offense there was all kind of on Anima, and they had some good defense pressure too when Blake started to get the resonance combos going with the clone cancels and switching sides and stuff. But one of the challenges Red Like Rose is going to have to deal with is kind of the lack of strong mix-up options, right? You don't have an instant overhead. You do have Yuumi JC, of course. It does switch side in the corner sometimes for some reason. Love you, Arxis. But right now, Anima seems pretty in control, using the strong neutral tools that they have, has the gunshots, the double fan, 5B, 2B nonsense. So looking like we're going into game 2, same characters though.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is a lack of a strong mix-up opportunity in terms of like a left-right potential, or sorry, in terms of a high-low potential, but in terms of left-right potential, Blake Yuumi definitely can cook. I think the big pain point is like, so side swap situations like that, trying to get those done on block. Blake has to be airborne for a lot of that, and of course, like, Aegis 5B is just going to naturally stuff her, trying to dance around in the sky, so figuring out alternative win conditions beyond that may prove tough, but Red Like Roses, for what it's worth, look a little bit better than we saw within the game 1.
Yeah, good use of the blue claw and able to punish the burst, and we're really aware of the defensive options Red Like Roses is trying to present here. Now stuck in the corner, tries to 5C, but good block, and got some pressure set up. Uh-oh, a drop combo.
Yeah, Red Like Roses has to be happy about that one. That was Red Axe Labrys. I think you were close to dead, if not dead, if that were to be a full confirm. But yeah, just can't quite put the pieces together. Stuck within a reset of neutral state. Can't find anything to the advantage. And looking to close out here.
Not quite dead, Aegis does traditionally do a lot of damage with super at the end, kind of a shorter combo, didn't want to worry about burst, but we got level 2 resonance now for Blake. We've seen some of this action happen again. Gonna save the resonance though, recognizing, hey, I don't have a lot of red life to recover, but gonna get thrown anyways. Has level 2 available, so this might be that character.
Looking like it. Yeah, probably didn't even need to do all this, but they just want to stun on them for a little bit before we cash to the super.
I was real nervous for a second that was going to miss. I'm glad that it's got the suck. I know Labrys is definitely not the strongest character, but I'm glad she's got something going for her. And all of a sudden, Anima 2-0 up on the board. It is versus 3 the whole way through. That's how we run BBTAG, of course, in a double elimination bracket. So, Red Like Roses still has that opportunity to make a comeback. Maybe switch up characters or just kind of think about, all right, what am I getting opened up by? I know there's a lot of aggression with the high-low boost, Is the Labrys really a challenge? We saw the Blue Knuckle come in and kind of protect Aegis, but it's kind of an uphill battle here. Just trying to navigate that neutral a little bit.
Yeah, I think what's tough is just like it may just be a matter of burst or just a matter of like decision making. But Yuumi was playing the point area of the Blake Yuumi comp for the majority of the match rather than Blake is, and that means you're gonna have lack of access to Yumi's support potential to control a lot of the neutral. But if you want to control the neutral, look no further. We got Yuumi 9 coming into play here for Red Like Roses. This team's pretty damn good, I'd say so myself. It's alright.
Yeah, a little bit of a glow up, right? Don't get me wrong. Like Blake's definitely a character that you could pick in this game, but 9, like what a choice. If you know how to pilot this character, your opponent's in the world of hurt. But right now, Anima able to really call out these bursts and set up this corner pressure that even 9 loves. Able to avoid the low this time though.
Yeah, that was huge. Teleport out of the corner, turn a bad situation into a solid one for yourself. So able to get some much needed momentum here. I'm loving that. It's almost like Red Like Rose has been able to change their entire playstyle. We're seeing way more Yumi assets come to play. They just look all around just more comfortable all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just like a totally different player. Handed the controller to the bigger brother. Guess what? I am the bigger brother now. And, you know, able to find this hit from full screen, comboing the Aegis. Not going to be quite dead. It's pretty close, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Able to pick it up. This character, pretty good, it turns out.
Yeah, that was an impressive stabilization. The diamonds are really high. You couldn't have gone for another JA loop with 9 at that point. So I love that Red Like Roses recognized that, stabilized it with the Kunzai and the Yumi call. That was really good situational awareness.
Able to find the low, trying to reset back into the high, and trying to set up this sandwich here from Red Like Roses. But, you know, you hate to see fighting down these two really strong characters with the Labris, but they're starting to make it happen. Has to be able to navigate this pressure here from 9. Really strong buttons, and just like that, finding the counter hit this time.
Huge. Okay, now this is actually a situation where I don't think you'll be able to kill. Oh my god, the 214A there causing him a weird knockdown. Finding a lot of these hits. I was gonna say, I feel like Red Like Rose is playing a bit too anti. Like, you have the life lead, and it's against Labris. I feel like you can hang back a little bit. Going up against her, you're engaging in her comfortable sequences here. Oh no.
My gosh, that could have been the end for Red Like Roses, but yeah, forced to resonance, wants to get some of that life back, trying to just find a way to keep Anima out, but they're on the hunt right now. Finds the DP, but not quite enough to kill.
Yeah, you can tell how locked in Red Like Roses is trying to just hunt for that hit, because they haven't even used spell gauge at all. Like, there's been like no spells. They've been sitting on like level 2 spell forever, no fairy, no meteors, which can really kind of implement some big stage hazards in the neutral game. But there it is, just constantly going on the aggressive, staying within Labris's comfortable ranges, allows for Anima to get the outplay on the 1v2 and go up 3-0 in the set.
Yeah, and good awareness too, not to just chain knuckle in and get hit by the blue fist. So able to navigate that neutral really well against, you know, what seems to be a big tier diff, but showing that they're able to pull it out, going up 3-0, putting Red Like Roses into the loser side. And while we're waiting for our next match here, I do want to say thanks to Faded the Dragon for the raid. Got a couple Migos pulling through. Hope you're doing well.
Cool, very cool. Where are you streaming, Faded? I'm very interested in what y'all were doing over there.
I hope it was like X-Blaze Code Embryo or what's the beat 'em up, or not beat 'em up, but like the side scroller,
Entropy effect.
Entropy effect, yeah.
Could have been that.
The BBEE.
It's going to mobile too, I hear, right?
Oh, is it?
I think so. I thought I saw somebody posting about that. I could be a little misinformation. I don't know.
That'd be pretty
I'll
cool.
have to double check later, but that'd be sick. Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I guess if you own a Steam Deck, right, that's mobile enough. Just, I mean, I'd probably get it working on 3DS too. What the hell? Why not? But yeah, looks like we got Lotad queuing up here. So I guess that means we probably have Lotad versus Pat Neko coming up. Just a little bracket update. We got Reaper's Ruling Rat, which I think that's Void, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Void. Able to beat Bubba Chunga 3-0. Pretty strong. Sykes and Fishlicker still duking it out right now. Amethyst Gray beating SSB Sonic 3-0. And then, of course, we did see Anima and Red Like Roses just play. So those two, Anima and Amethyst Gray, are going to be playing.
Very cool, very cool. 17 gamers ready to go. Of course, 3 of these gamers, the top 3 that is, will be able to receive a payout due to the Matcherino. Exclamation point Matcherino in the chat. There are no codes, but direct donations are available. We're currently sitting at $10 in the pot, courtesy of Master Chief with a direct contribution. Read the comment. Here's my rainbow support. Don't waste it. If you know, you know. So yeah, if you want to contribute to that Matcherino, you're more than welcome to do so. We would be greatly appreciative. And as an added bonus, if you write a comment with your Matcherino donation, we will read it on stream within reason. If it's not within reason, I'll read it anyways, and it'll be the end of Crack and Atkins from there. So just choose wisely as we get into this next match here.
You've got YouTube shorts to make. Don't worry, I'll take the bullet for you this time. But yeah, Lotad locking in with our Rapier women, of course, the Aurier Weiss. And then we got Pat Neko on player 2 side. Rocking, you know, 2 pretty underrepresented characters. Again, we got the Noel and Makoto.
Yeah, the thing that I like about Pat Neko's team, and even like harkening back to like Anima Oblivion's team, is just like when it comes to team composition in BBTAG, I'm really a fan of like playing comps that have like very dedicated and straightforward win conditions, right? I'm going to look for the thing and win by setting up this situation. But like, there's players in BBTAG that are just simply choosing 2 characters that are their favorites and just making it work. I'm not confident enough to ever do that in tournament, but some people are able to do it and see success. And Pat Neko's team is definitely an example of that, I feel.
Absolutely. And, we have seen throughout BBTAG's history, right, like some Makoto players do well. We've seen a couple, like, Noelle players play, like, a high mix scenario, left-right mix type character. But right now, Lotab making light work of that Makoto, punishing with the super, able to bring it down to Noelle.
Yeah, Lotad, one of like my favorite players to watch as it relates to the multi-layered ways they're able to implement Ori 4P. Such a ominous assist call, right? It seems like low startup, delayed persona effect, and all that good stuff. Ooh, gonna be able to find the bait on the DP here. Pat Neko trying to look for an opportunity for a comeback.
Yeah, that was a really good ender for the drive system there for Noelle, too. Just recognizing, okay, my opponent's probably going to DP now. They haven't push blocked me yet, so good recognition, able to find some hits, not able to kill, but still having to hold this cross combo, the side switch, finding the initial hit, but not quite enough.
Okay, oh, they were trying to use like the projectile involve drive to dip through the 4P, did not account for the Weiss glyphs in the back, ends up getting clipped. Lotad taking game 1.
Yeah, like you were mentioning, Lotad implementing the Ori 4P, I really like that they play this kind of buckle down, trebuchet neutral, where they're just sitting behind the ice wall, setting up the fireballs. I primarily play Grand Blue now, and like it looks like Vayne almost, which Vayne is the most boring, dry character you've ever seen. Set up the shield, do the slam. Set up the shield, do the slam. But the Weiss, this is cool. You're able to use the glyphs and kind of bounce off of them and set up side switch scenarios. So, good recognition and utilization of using Weiss for more than just kind of like a mid-screen poke character.
Of course, yeah, she's one of those characters that if you're really a specialist on the character or like have you want to have those multi-layered approaches, getting creative with the glyphs and how you kind of implement those on point, and even as assist with her delayed projectile toss and all that good stuff. Really, the sky's the limit. So
yeah, and right now we're getting into this game too. We'll see how Pat navigates it. Makoto kind of went out a little bit earlier, and there's that side switch right away, finding the hit. Gonna go for the JC loops. Nothing too fancy here. Just wants to set up some nice pressure, maintaining that corner.
Ori 4P doing so much work, acting as a delayed anti-air in that sequence. So there it is. Yeah, glyph setup alongside the wall. Pat Nico feeling the pressure, gonna be opting for the burst. So to the other side of the screen we go.
Oh, you've been trying to hit all the land cancels too. I know we're a big fan of that. Finding the IAD routes too. Showing off all the cool tech with Weiss, but Oreo coming in too, setting up the persona too, finding a hit, but not quite enough to get the kill.
Deploy! Yeah, just big chillin'. Neko needs to be really careful about this Makoto. Very low on life. Not gonna be a punish from full screen. Has a tactic to Noelle quite yet and just clipped by that Ori 5P. Gonna be going down on the Makoto now.
Yeah, and like one of the problems too Pat's gonna have to deal with throughout this entire set is both Weiss and Aurier have really good command of the ground, right? They have these good jump buttons too to challenge. I mean, Lotat not even using it, right? Just JB is good enough to step out now and find the kill anyways in the corner with a really like commanding life lead too. It's so hard to approach. Noelle has some options, right? You can set up the mix once you get the drive going and set up the high or low, but Makoto's gonna run into some troubles too and has to find a way in.
You're exactly right. I mean, typically, we play BBTAG, it's a team game. So, like, you are going to have these characters that are just going to be less equipped for neutral or ground game. I would say like a Noelle, like a Makoto, right? But on the respective, like, usual suspect teams that you see, Noelle, a lot of the really high-level Noelles have been on that Noelle Yumi grind. And it's not only because of, like, the damage potential, but also the neutral assistance. 5P, 6P, and 4P all really, really valued by her. Allows for her to actually cover the ground game and contend against characters like this. Makoto as well. If you don't want to talk about Yumi, you can talk about Mai, Mai 5P and all these things that are to cover the ground game and let her get her game plan going. Whereas, like, you use them both on the team, Noelle and Makoto, and you don't really have that either way, those commanding, like, neutral-based assists that allow for you to really, like, navigate. So it kind of just comes down to outplay. You just got to be the better player. Like...
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there are some tools, don't get me wrong. Like, Makoto does have a fireball. Noelle has an imitation of a fireball, right? But it does get around the wall, and we're finding the slide right away, but good burst from Lotad, recognizing, all right, I'm able to get out pretty freely.
Yeah, cheeky active switch scenario is going to be bursting just to let that Makoto rise up, rise in.
we're finding these ways in too, and Makoto just trying to make something happen again. That 4P has just been so crucial for Lotad finding all these hits, and Lotad's been doing a really good job of cycling the characters, whether it's raw tag or doing active switch, and just maintaining the pressure, trying to figure out, yeah, all my characters do mids, that's it, but good luck trying to pin me down.
Yeah, I think what's like the reason why this 4P has been able to rock so much, Lotad has almost been calling it to a hyperbolic degree, right? There's no like real fast lariat on either side when it comes to Noelle or Makoto, and again, you don't have like those neutral based assists. The 4P actually has pretty long startup, but if you don't have anything that can check her, like Lotad is just kind of calling it like in Neko's face almost. It's like, what do you do about that? I guess you could try like mashing, but that could be scary. You have like 2 sword characters in your face.
Yeah, trying to spend the meter to find a way out, but Lotad able to navigate that pressure again, and burning all this resonance meter down too. We're down to 5 seconds, sending the Super 2. This is going to be likely the end of that meter. Still has a little bit to spend, but yeah, good luck trying to get through this pressure somehow. Lots of life on Lotad's side, so they can just play it cool and relax, but they're cool. They just want to keep going in.
Yeah, rough stuff. You see the implementation of that Makoto lariat, the issue with it, not that fast, so it couldn't even stuff the white assist in the back or really apply any sort of pressure on. Aurier gets clipped by the low, and Lotad is going to be able to take a 3-0 over Pat Neko. A rough showing. There's no sugarcoating it, but I think it's just a matter of just like the matchup, right? When you play a team like this within Noelle Makoto and you got to go against something that is so neutral dominant, and your neutral approaches are very lackluster, it's gonna look like this again without some like massive forms of outplay. So definitely not a detriment to them as a player at all. I've seen Pat Neko take some sets, take some rounds, take some games in some really impressive scenarios. I think this is just a rough call of the draw,
Yeah, I mean, and at this point in BBTAG's life, right, we're still going strong after 7-ish years or so, and it's like everyone who's playing in an open bracket, they're going to have some semblance of sauce. You're going to run into the killers, right? You're going to run into people that, might get top 8 at Evo, right? So it's just everyone's playing to win out here, and you just got to find that kind of matchup unfamiliarity sometimes too, and just get through it.
Yeah, Lotad will be moving on to winners quarterfinals for the top 8 qualifier against Reaper's Ruling Rat. We're going to be jumping to another top 8 qualifier right now. We do have Lon Lily, not on the mic, but in the bracket, going to be running hands with potentially the Ron Rose comp. I see Narakami Yumi highlighted. That's what they were warming up shortly before this bracket, actually. I was playing some more games with them and Lotad. And then on the other end, Eidolon's own Sykes02, also intertwining Fates mod, going to be up here with the Adachi Ruby. Cool to see them in the bracket. I know they've kind of been busy on some of the more like organizing side in Zen School, but it's cool to see them actually entering a bracket right now.
Yeah, not only that, they yap together too at times. So us geezers here, we're just watching the kids play. It's good fun. Lots of strong characters selected right now. Sykes, really strong player, of course. Multiple finishes, top finishes. Lonely too, strong kind of unknown OD player in SoCal. But we all know him as Lon Lilier, but we're seeing Ron Rose, looks like, for the selection. Of course, really strong character. We haven't seen that character yet, but he's everywhere, right? He's one half away from with the Adachi, which we have Sykes selected as well. It looks like, yeah, we are going to lock in these teams.
I think player matchup will be very interesting because like Sykes, I have maybe played the most amount of games with Sykes over the past month and a half or so in comparison to like any other BBTAG player. So I'm very, very familiar with their playstyle, and they've only played Adachi Ruby against me. And like affectionately, Sykes plays really lame, right? In the sense of like they are very, very defensive. They're kind of looking for the perfect opportunities to like get the Zeo active switch, call Ruby, and essentially you're gonna have to, if you're not playing like a comp that will be able to counter their defensive approach, you're gonna just kind of have to hold that, right? You're gonna have to be like very, very patient. But from playing against Lon Lily just now, actually, basically I was playing Hilda, and they were able to adapt and just run really, really good offense, finding a way in, using Zeokar with Yumi support and things of that sort, just finding a way in one way or another. So I think it'll be interesting to see how Lon is able to approach if the game runs. Like, I don't know what BBTAG's doing to us right now.
Yeah, I mean, PC is normally the one who's dying, but of course, not limited just to PC. We might get a logged out of PSN moment in a second here, but yeah, Lon's offense is really buttoned down too. Traditionally we've known Lon to play like Yukiko, right, and Aurier, but playing a character like that, you have to have those kind of offense strings really understood and play the zones correctly and being able to kind of play with how your opponent is playing too. But of course, Itachi, really strong character. The Azio being able to stuff out a lot of forward advancing options and call out things from full screen. So having to navigate that is always a little bit of a trick. But even more so, trying to get connected through a lobby seems to be the real matchup pain point here.
This is a 9-1.
That's generous too. But you know, what about Xbox? Like, you know, we got Xbox. Maybe that's pretty good.
What about Xbox?
I don't know. Happy New Year, Xbox, I guess. But you know, Xbox. Is it on Game Pass or maybe the Game Pass version? Maybe we could do xCloud, Google Stadia BBTAG.
I can't remember who it was that told me. Yeah, BBTAG is definitely on Game Pass because there was somebody that told me that they got into the game when this game was on Game Pass. Like that's how they were introduced to it, and then eventually they like found the community and they like got a PS4 or PC and then just kind of embedded that way. Like BBTAG has found a lot of people in like multiple different years because it's an older game, but we still get like newer players every now and then coming out from a whole bunch of different like events, right? There's people that came in during like the rollback era or like 2.0, or they've been playing since the beginning, or Xbox Game Pass, or just like all these different like eras of BBTAG players. Is always interesting to hear how people like got into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's really cool too because we have seen BBTAG players who started out with the game move on to other games and become really strong in those games as well. And it kind of shows that BBTAG, like, yeah, okay, we got auto combos, whatever, like most games do nowadays. Have you ever heard of a target combo before? We have those. Those exist. They're real. They exist in every video game, but or every fighting game at least. But, you know, seeing people move on to other games and compete at very high levels there. And then even people coming back who are competing at high levels in other games, coming back to BBTAG saying, hey, you know, tag fighters are coming back. They're pretty cool. We've got like 20 of them coming out next year. Let's try this one out. This one seems to be kind of an innovator in the tag space. So, but looks like we got our players queued up. I do see the windows. They're not selling anything apparently. I see the fountain. It's sleeping apparently. What does that even mean? Sleeping fountain? But yeah, we got our players. We got Sykes on player one side and Lime Lily player two.
That fountain looks live and ready to go to me, but fortunately the players are too. We were able to navigate through the lobby fluff here. Oh, that had to have been a misinput on Sykes' side. I'm not sure exactly what they were looking for, but gonna be able to make sense of the chaos. Into the corner we go. Good luck, buddy. Like.
Yeah, good use of the throw, calling out that 6P, forcing you to recognize, okay, what's going to happen first? Even if you tag, you're in trouble. Finding the burst, and oh, I got burst safe too? This must be Psycho too, my goodness. Lots of damage coming up here, and going to be able to set up this pressure too. Not quite enough for 4 meter, but still got to guess a little bit.
Yeah, not biting on that. Not opting for a huge punish. Instead, wanted strong Oki. Ends up paying off here. You know, you get basically extra credit for opting for a reset rather than a full confirm there. Because if they had done the full confirm, either it wasn't going to kill or there might have been burst opportunities. Ending it early, going for the BZO and then Gun Blast. Some of the best hack to switch tools in the game in order to find a mix-up. Great situation awareness for Sykes.
Yeah, Sykes recognizing too that, you know, Lon's only got one way in the middle of the sandwich. Want to avoid that Ruby pressure too, so Zio car coming out. But again, Sykes just really able to kind of pinpoint where Lon wants to go. Gotta guess. Finding the JC and getting the dunk on him. Sykes going up 1-0.
Yeah, and like when you're fighting this team, I think it's really important to have like endurance. Like that would be like the keyword I would use. Is just like teams, games like that are gonna happen where it's just like really one-sided in terms of like Adachi Ruby's favor. Like all those Sykes and the team itself are gonna play like, or can play in a defensive manner at first, just kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity for the Zio and seeing if we run into anything and then converting. Once they find the hit, you're in trouble. Like their offense is like absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm sure Lon, you know, they're not a new kid on the block here. They're not going to be like emotionally deterred from that and just kind of figure out how they navigate around the neutral game. But this team can be crushing.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it's so like decisive too in the action Sykes taking and saying, I have the answer for every little interaction you're trying to use. I'm pushing you into 1 or 2 interactions and I'm covering both. So it's just really much of a challenge. And right now we're just seeing Azio neutral. Like, might as well. It's a good button. You got to figure out how to get around it too. And right now, Lon Lily trying to escape with the JC, but can I get a little combo off that into the throw? Into DP? I don't know. DP's birthday.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, we see Lon really opting for these Narukami JCs plus Yumi 6Ps. What's been happening is that like Texas been counter calling with Ruby, and she's been eating a lot of the 6Ps. So the dives haven't been as safe as I think they would like, not getting as much mileage as they're looking for.
It goes for the delayed double overhead and just able to build up that meter and get the kill before burst is a factor. You coming in. Level 3 Resonance this time has a lot of meter available, so might be seeing a bunch of +7s bunch over and over again. But yeah, that assist is going to be able to pin down Lon just for a little bit longer.
With 5C in the distance, I gotta imagine that was a 2-3-60 attempt. And yeah, a mistake like that of this caliber against this team, wasting precious resonance time that Narukami's actually pretty good in, right? He can keep you locked down for quite a bit, implement a lot of good chips, so... Oh! Very last second for Pico on the cross combo.
Get awareness, and again, Lon trying to just challenge it in the air, but right now, Sykes is just really able to navigate and let Lon kind of hang themselves on this approach. Recognizing too, like, hey, I've got to leave, I got so much life. Adachi's basically at full health, so just let Lon try to do something, and I'll punish appropriately.
One of the big benefits of Adachi, right? Activating that cross combo obviously was not going to kill, but Ruby has those super long hit stun maneuvers, specifically like her little buzzsaw flip, you know. Active switch to Adachi, set up BZO, bring it right back over to her. You got IAD offense, time to guess. Adachi in a nutshell, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tricky, right? Especially when we're being held by BZO. It's, oh, is it 3 highs? Is it 2 highs and a low? Is it a throw for some reason, or a 5C? Like, there's so many options. It's endlessly layered. But Sykes going up 2-0 again, first at 3. So Lon has an opportunity to bring this back. It's still going to be, you know, repping these characters here, believing in their character picks and just saying, okay, we'll go distance here. 3 over for sweep. Surely this is it.
It may sound head ass, but I've seen Lon like implementing a lot of different options in the neutral game of like run out buttons and then like dive and plus Yumi assist call. But since Ruby has been kind of in the way for a lot of that, I would actually like to see like Zeo card plus 6P from Lon to try to navigate the ground. That will not only hit Ruby, but it'll apply pressure to Adachi if Yumi does hit. So I don't know, just some food for thought in the neutral game, see if it comes into play.
It's a little tricky, right? But now we have this Ruby on point, able to tag it out once you're trying to do the buzzsaw switch. So good awareness there from Lon, able to find this hit and the happy birthday. So gonna get a little bit of damage going here. Has 5 meters, so yeah, you absolutely are gonna see a cross combo.
Oh no! 5C in there ends up dropped. That had to be a misinput on a super.
We've seen that twice now, right? You know, with you, Narukami last game, trying to use either 2-3-6E or maybe a Zeo to punish. But, you know, regardless, gonna try to set up this pressure. Still having 5 meters, really good for Narukami, able to challenge a lot of things and maintain their turn.
Ooh, okay, Zeo card plus the 6P ends up just dancing around in the air, survives the cross combo.
Yeah, finding all this, you know, pressure now. You got Ruby positioned in a good spot. And yeah, just AZO, cover the Ruby. It's okay. Get out of there. No problem. And then just go back into neutral. One of the things, too, Sykes has been doing really well is just been playing the airstall game, right? You got Gun Blast going left and right. You can Azia, you can JC with the Adachi. There's just so many things just to avoid the sandwich. But right now, Lon able to get this hit. This should be a kill.
Huge. Yeah, the confirm Yumi extremely healthy. Gonna be tagging in here so you can heal up a little bit. Level 4 resonance on Ruby, not impossible, but definitely not a comfortable position if you're Sykes. Feeling the pressure, going a lot more on the offensive here, trying to make something happen.
This is a bit of a delight deficit, right? You've still got about 3/4 health, but finding that JC, forced to burst.
Yep, solo character, no access to really as many burst safe scenarios as you would if you had a partner. So the resonance activation, level 4, she can do some chips, she can find some hits, it could do some damage, but just run into the straight Yumi 5B, air raid confirmation, spend a little bit extra on it just in case we're in there. Lon gets the game on the board.
Right on, yeah. Lon, you know, recognize it too. Hey, this is the team, right? I do think this is the stronger team of the two. Maybe in comfort pick, it could be, who knows? Like, you know, Yukiko, still a good character, does a lot of damage if you get the hit. It's just trying to find the way to navigate the Zeo. But, you know, believing in his character, going right back into his like saying, you know, whatever, no big deal. It was a longer game. I just need to close it out a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say, we did see some implementation of the Zeo cards, and I think that actually did play with Sykes neutral state quite a bit. Like you were talking about how Sykes was tending more to like the air stall game with the Dachi, but one thing I noticed with that was like way less Ruby calls because of showing Zeokar, it allowed for Lon to just kind of like shark underneath Sykes a bit better. So yeah, just having like those multi-faceted approaches in the air and on the ground really makes people think when they're trying to play those type of slow mind games.
Absolutely, and yeah, doing another Zeokar like you mentioned, but able to escape with the DP. Lon forcing the parry anyways, just to make sure that they stay safe, and able to block the JC this time. Big start here for Lon.
Yeah, beautiful defense. Gonna get air raid, safe jump in the corner, I would imagine. Oh no, oh yeah, we're Narukami. We're just broken. Good defense from Sykes. That was really dangerous.
Yeah, very much could have been a dead character, right? You know, with the Rekka series being pretty unscaled, so you got to worry about that. But right now, Sykes able to just navigate this. The Adachi at full health. Just figure, yeah, Ruby, let her heal up a bit. Finding the 5C though, and gonna spend the meter for it.
Stuck here. Gets the JC. Didn't keep it burst safe though, so here comes Narukami.
That's going early. Just gonna spend the Zeo. Oh, but finds the throw. So critical.
Yeah, there was even a point that wasn't the safest active switch in the world. You know, he has access to Zeodyne. That could have been a phenomenal active switch call if Lon was ready for it, but didn't have the reaction.
Yeah, good awareness to call out the cross combo. Oh, it's a 5C, my beloved. Gonna be able to get these hits here. Not quite dead, but you know, starting to become a healthy problem for Sykes. So forced to find a way out, but unfortunately, Ruby's just gonna get beaten up here in the corner a little bit more.
Ooh, this is tense. Yeah, you can see both players scrapping for their lives. 5A, 2A starter, not the most amount of damage in the world. The throw tech. Oh, the throw bait, but just too far away. They're both in critical territory, nearing Rampage time as well in the 2v2. That's how you know it's real.
Oh, yeah, and now you see Sykes saying, okay, you know, meter could be a factor here. I'll just play for the time a little bit, get some health back. The parry coming out this time. Good action.
Oh, I got hit.
I'm never teching ever. Oh, finding the matchup too on this. Oh, but unfortunately not quite able to confirm the kill.
All right, solo Narukami, level 4 resonance. Ruby just right in front of you. And yeah, that is the idea. Just stall as much as possible. We don't really have to take that risk. We just basically want to waste resonance time at this point. Sykes not doing anything unnecessary. Oh no, the Ruby call. They did something unnecessary.
Oh no, and like you said, that Zeokar putting in a lot of pressure, and the TRM Lon reading it. Oh, so close. No, not quite.
Oh my gosh, DP in the corner. Oh.
Lon's trying to get a Call of Duty montage clip here. I can feel it. He's going for something scummy. Oh no, is that a phone stolen?
Doesn't count.
That's
Okay.
a TV throw. That's a TV throw.
TV throw. Maybe it's kind of like the no head guy, right?
No head. Breaks the skateboard. Like...
Yeah. Throws the phone, breaks the skateboard. It's all right.
Listen, there may be no head, but Sykes is headed in the top 8 with that victory. Very, very close set between the two of them. I'm not going to lie, I'm biased. I kind of wanted to see a Game 5. You can see the adaptations in real time on both sides there, how it's just such a far cry of what we saw in the Game 1. Very dominant performance from Sykes in that Game 1, but Lon making the necessary adaptations. Just a super tense Game 4 that we had. But Sykes perseveres. A little bit of a crazy play at the end there, not going to lie, but if it works, it works.
Could you imagine too if Sykes was also trying to go for throw but accidentally got super? He was like, "Oh, just kidding. I'm amazing."
I mean,
forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was the case, we're never gonna know about it. Because I mean, like, if I was in that position, I'd be like, "Yeah, I meant to do that." Like, so.
Absolutely. Oh, or even worse, what was the inverse? Like, Lon was trying to go for super, but got throw. You know, unfortunately, saw like the 5C a couple times. So who knows? Just trying to spread a little misinformation out there. But you know. As things get going here, we got a couple bracket updates here. Anima versus Amethyst Gray. Anima was able to take it 3-1. And Lotad able to take it over Reaper's Rolling Rat. So Lotad and Sykes are going to be fighting off here. But right now, looks like we're going to have Sonic-kun versus Renix coming up next. Sonic-kun, of course, we're no stranger to him. Of course, the heart specialist, so to speak, really showing a lot of dominance here in these WNF brackets, whether it's PC or PSN. And of course backed up by the S, but Renix too, really strong player. They've been doing the Uma loops, of course, the gold ship drop kick loops. Big fan of those too. But we'll see. You know, these players play a couple times. Generally, I think it goes in Sonic-kun's favor, but you know, on paper at least, like Ragnar's pretty good. I think into Heart is the JB is really able to control a lot of airspace. Of course, you got the anti-air command grab too from Kanji. So trying to be able to contest that, and probably gonna lean on S a little bit more to kind of challenge those characters.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. I'm familiar with Renix mostly from like, listen, y'all, I've been really busy with video editing and everything. I haven't been able to watch a lot of BBTAG lately, but I do see the posts, the graphics, and Renix is constantly up there with the Kanji Ragna, which is, you know, we don't see a lot of Kanji nowadays. That is not one of the most popular characters out here, so I'm really interested to see what they bring to the table with this comp and how they've been successful with it. Because again, I've been seeing them place here and there.
Yeah, I mean, Kanji the character, right? Like, I don't know the lore of Kanji from Persona or whatever, but I like to think Renix is just like the spirit animal for Kanji, right? Plays with his whole chest, plays with a lot of hate in their heart, but, you know, able to kind of put this corner pressure on for Sonic, but able to find an answer out.
And doing back homing against the anti-air throw toss just feels, if I was a Kanji player, I'd feel disrespected. It looks like Renix feels disrespected. Catches the back homing off the Ragnar assist call to get the command throw on the landing. Ayo!
Multi-layered approach, able to find another command grab, has level 2 available. Yeah, unfortunately had to spend it there. If you look at the hit on S though, catch on a little bit of damage, but yeah, and Sonic immediately DPing.
What the hell? There was just a Ragnar. Oh my god, 5P called in the distance. Found the anti-air DP. There's no back homing to save you now.
Here we go, and now Renix is really starting to put the pressure on here. Sonic Coon has up 5 though, so has the ability to burst out, but again, the command grab. It's been putting in a lot of work here for Renix and able to land the kill on S. Heart in a little bit of danger here too. Level 2 resonance, not a lot of life. Finding the hit with the assist this time.
Yeah, the best thing I can say about this is that Renix has a very keen sense of when Sonic-kun is trying to fuzzy defend. And they're calling it out preemptively. You know, every time that they set up that Kanji anti-air throw, it's like there's no pressure that's being ran on Sonic-kun. You know, they could just mash. They could just, like, you know, respect. But it's like right at the perfect time as soon as they're about to up back. It's crazy.
Just able to snipe out Sonic-kun. Able to find the kill there. Renix going up game 1. And, you know, calling out the fuzzy timing is always good, but you also got to remember, this is a Heart player we're talking about, right? I'm allowed to say this. They're always up backing. You can't back homing from the ground, so go to the skies. It works generally, unless they certainly have an anti-air command grab, and then you're in a little bit of trouble. Works on Tager, though, so, you know, screw that guy.
There it is. I said it. He didn't. You know, I was trying to, you know, code switch a little bit, virtue signal, but there it is.
It's Wednesday. Don't worry about it. Well, welcome back. In the meantime, it looks like I think I might have angered the BBTAG gods by saying hard up backs. Look, I'm one of them. Don't worry. I'm calling out my own tendencies. I'm giving you guys the scrolls, but I guess while we wait for BBTAG to sort itself out, we do have a Matcherino. Oh, that was quick. Right on. You know, go ahead, check it out. Exclamation point Matcherino. Of course, if you do donate directly, we read it out, or Cheap reads it out. Cheap doesn't want to do it. I might do it. It's okay. I'll be at EVO next week, so if you don't like what I read, then go for it. But you know, any sort of direct contribution, super appreciated. You don't have to, of course. And you know, if you can't contribute, sharing the link always all helps too. It goes all to the players, and I'm sure the players appreciate it very much.
Let them know. Lon Lily did one $2.50 donation. Just saw the much stream not too long ago. Comment does read, I hope whoever wins this gets a Cocoa Cat stare and a soda. To this day, I don't know what a Cocoa Cat stare is, but thank you.
Bro, it's the chicken nugget, dude.
That you know, that's what the problem is that like every time I say that, it is either followed up with 2 responses. Either it's the chicken nugget or Cocoa Cat stare. So, you know.
Chicken nugget and soda? I would like fries with that too, but it looks like we're able to queue up here into game 2, going to a prologue stage. I've never really been a fan of the stage personally. It's weird. It looks like I've been playing too much Relink, so it looks like a Relink boss stage, and I'm not trying to avoid the lasers, but here we go. Sonic-kun queuing up again with the hard S, and of course Renix sticking with their main squeeze.
Yeah, if you're Sonic-kun, like you have to try to find a way to not be mentally unshaken by that game one. Going up against somebody that has a game one like that, where it's just like nonstop reads on your defensive tendencies, would psych me out a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like if somebody did that to me in game 3, it's just like, okay, they're adapting. But like game 1, it's just like, how do they know so much already? Like, get out of my head.
I mean, I think you just pretend they got lucky 20 times or whatever it was. But you know, right now Sonic-kun definitely starting to show some changes, right? Gonna play a little bit more S-oriented. Was playing hard, basically on the ground the whole time. Oh, but a block DP. This is critical here for Renix to get a little bit of life back here and take out some damage here from S. But an unfortunate drop.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that Conti Lightning, right, was able to cover the skies, guarantee the air unblockable. Got a little bit cheeky, getting even more cheeky with these run-up DVDs, DPs all over the place. The reads are not in Renix's favor as Conti's going to be going down.
Yeah, super unfortunate having to spend the extra meter, even though it was a DP punish. But again, Sonic able to find this hit anyways. That's definitely a strong point for their team. Really strong incoming pressure, and now Renix forced to guess.
Is Sonic going to be able to capitalize? Yeah, I guess one of the... I struggle to call it a fault because I've seen how effective it could be within game 1, but I will say it's a quirk of Renix's game plan, is that a lot of the mix-up scenarios that they're running, or essentially the reads that they're trying to make, are like single interaction reads. Like they're trying to go for the anti-air DP, they're trying to go for like the anti-air command grab, or they're just trying to go for the grounded command grab, right? It's just like, I think you're going to do this on this defensive interaction. I'm going to show this to directly beat that. But there lies the issue in which, like, if they're wrong, they're doing some of the most committal things in both of their characters' kits, so they can't really maintain offense. And this is just what's allowing for Sonic, where it's just like, we're now realizing if they guess right, they get to escape and reset back to neutral, and the neutral in question is heart homing and SS fireballs, which is, you know, I would imagine not the best thing for Ragnar or Kanji to deal with respectively, right? So
yeah, and I mean, you know, part of it too is on Sonic-kun, right? They're able to kind of position themselves defensively in a way where Renix still has to take a little bit of gambling, right? Otherwise, Heart just gets away for free. So, you know, we saw in game 1, Renix setting up kind of a multi-layered approach with Ragna 6P and doing a delayed Kanji DP and then catching with a command grab after blocking those first 2 approaches. But, you know, it's such a challenge too, trying to pin down the character, you know, finding that anti-air grab, but Sonic-kun able to get these hits and now starting to confirm into the corner.
Yeah, on the other end here, you see Sonic-kun able to find that at the switch, confirming to the S, not done yet. Okay, good bursting.
That was kind of cool. I like it. Cute, you know, DP combos. Give them a lot of red life, but yeah, now we're going to play bootlet Mitsuru, finding the hit anyways.
Back to the corner we go. Oh my! Was it overhead low? Was it just empty low? What are we doing here?
Was an option, and yeah, good use of the EX back homing. You know, it is meter required, and it is a bit of a commit, right? You can't block at that point, so a good read there. Able to punish the burst, and now Renix on a low life Ragna, half meters though, so might see some crazy stuff about to happen.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's kind of hard to... No! Yeah, they were halfway between of, like, you only have a couple seconds. Of course, one big aspect of Ragna is how much life they're able to regain, especially in resonance territories, based off what you route into. But it can take some time to get some of those more, like, life regenerative routes going. And just in the heat of the moment, Renix can't find a way to stabilize to maximize the life regen and drop the combo and ended up dropping the game. It was going to be a tough hill to climb anyways, even if they, like, found a proper route, but that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, I mean, generally we see stuff like, you know, 2C, dead side, or, you know, kind of crazy setups just to burn a lot of cash and get a lot of life back. But even if you pin down the heart and take her down to like 20% life, you still had an S to contend with, and it's a 2v1 scenario. So trying to navigate that, it's definitely troubling for Ragna, to say the least. But Sonic-kun up 2-1 against Renix. Renix, you know, believing in this character pick, thinking, all right, this is it. I've only ever seen them play this team. They've done pretty well with it, so figure, you know, stick with it.
Yeah, and it seems that Sonic-kun is fully recovered too, right? That's just a mark of like part of why they've been so successful. Round 1 we saw was a complete blow up, but it's outside, out of mind. It's like it never happened at this point with the amount of control that Sonic-kun has over this set.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's good to know too, like in a first of 3 game, like that's far more important just to be able to kind of get that data and understand, you know, what kind of gimmicks do you have, right? To last through a 5-game set to say, okay, you know, I've got a couple setups, but is it going to be enough to get me through 4 games, 5 games? But right now, Sonic-kun able to navigate this pressure pretty well and starting up some pressure here and finding the counter hit, but didn't believe in the full hit.
Oh, yep. Was keeping a lot of that pressure burst safe. Gonna be able to get the full charge to B. Is Ragnar just freaking
he's
dead,
totally
bro?
dead, dude.
Not quite.
Not quite. Cross combo was an option. Oh, but blocks a DP, safe jump. And, you know, this is such an uphill battle for Renix right now. But, you know, they got Resonance. They're going to cash it out a little early, get some life back. 3 meter. But just building the persona is not going to be doing any favors for them.
Yeah, I would, man, out of the 2 characters that you have available, Kanji or Ragnar, playing Kanji as the 1v2 is just rough stuff. You can see Sonic-kun has already been playing so defensive as a countermeasure to Renix. Just going to be playing even more defensive with this only Kanji you have to worry about. Finds the straight hit, confirms in the cross raid, and Sonic-kun headed to the top 8 with the 3-1 victory over Renix.
Absolutely good kind of just fundamental idea of, you know, hey, I've got the lead. No need to go in. Heart, a very aggressive character. Literally, one of her buttons is I go forward at my opponent. But being able to play that defensively, using the S on point, you have 2 characters for a reason, and just kind of outzone the grappler, you know, going back to fighting game fundamentals. Just, hey, that guy's slow. Beat him out with bigger buttons, more zoning, take care of it. And Sonic-kun going to be moving on to fight Anima in winners semifinals. So that'll be some good fun. We do have a couple updates, too, in the loser side. Pat Neko able to beat out Coolmaster JG. I think they're playing now Bumba Chunga. Church falling to Fish Liquor in a close 3-2. SSB Sonic, of course, going up 3-1 against Red Like Roses. Going to be, it looks like the result of that just came into Reaper's Ruling Wrath. Able to beat SSB Sonic, eliminating them again in a close 3-2. And we're moving right along. Getting close to it. Not quite top 8, but about like 80% of the way there.
Yeah. While that last half fills out, we'll carry back over to the first half, that winner's half of the top 8, as with our next set that's coming up here, Sykes versus Lotad. Really funny observation. Every top 8 qualifying set on the winners was a 3-1 victory. Just, you know, I don't know what it means, but I just want to throw it out there. But anyways, this is fun. Like, I think what's a really quirky observation here is that, like, I consider Lotad to be like pretty OG, all things considered. I remember in like early pandemic, they were one of the first players that I was familiar with, and just like seeing what they were able to do with Aurier at the level that they play. But like, it almost feels wrong to call Lotad OG. Bro was like 5 years old when I met him. Like, it's like, are they OG? I don't know. But needless to say, it's cool to see them back. They're on this Aurier wise. We saw Sykes with a phenomenal performance on stream previously. We're getting to the nitty gritty here. This should be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, again, queuing up the main squeezes, of course. I like the purple colors. Good choice. Oh, we got color themes all around. We got gray versus purple. Good choices. Well, I guess Adachi's kind of more whitish gray. But, you know, get into it. You know, this matchup kind of weird, too, right? You know, Weiss has, like, this pseudo-zoning with the glyphs that we were kind of talking about earlier, able to set up some side switch pressure and start some aggressive actions, but, you know, Zio, right? How do you just deal with that?
The 5P call finds the... Yeah, that's a Psych special right there. And I guess it is for Unburstable. It's just weird. I don't see any other Adachi do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of funny. You gotta just feed the funny meter a little bit and just kind of put on that pressure. But, you know, Lotad able to answer this approach from Ruby now, trying to find these hits, but not going to get a lot off of it, of course, without the glyphs. Oh my gosh, what a goofy happy birthday, but not able to secure it fully. Finding these hits in the corner, trying to set this pressure, finds the overhead this time. Burst is available.
Yeah, that's what can be so suffocating about this team once they get going, right? This Aurier Weiss, I've experienced it through Lotad and Hashimo. It's just like, yeah, once the offense is flowing and you're just blocking 5P after 5P from whoever it is, high lows, where do you go? You can't push block, they just re-engage on their thrust. It's crazy.
You know, I like that idea, recognizing, too, they were about to get air unblockable, but good recognition, recognizing Lotad was first, has the fast button, of course, with the 4A, and able to beat out Sykes, going up game 1.
There it is. Yeah, commanding. I feel like that's going to be what ultimately this set comes down to, is like how well Sykes going to be able to implement their game plan. Like if they can stall, if they can find the proper Zio hit, if they can kind of get their vortex going. Whereas Lotad, you know, you have 2 characters with rapier normals, and that can be a problem for mostly Adachi. Ruby has like the mobility and, you know, great normals of her own to kind of contend. But, you know, Adachi having the persona-based JB, the 5B, and even the Zio itself, if you have like characters with some of those long-reaching normals, you can stuff out some of those options, and it could be kind of a nuisance for him to deal with. So we'll just have to see how long Sykes will be able to maintain, or if Lotad will be able to persevere and run some of that good old offense that we saw.
Yeah, and, you know, one of the other things too that's going to be an uphill battle for Sykes too is we saw initially they were setting up kind of this air stall scenario, putting Ruby on the screen and just forcing their opponent to block. But you know, the Weiss ice wall going to challenge Ruby a little bit, and then of course the Weiss projectiles too, able to track down Adachi wherever they are on the screen or off the screen. So trying to approach and kind of navigate that pressure from full screen and mid screen is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but right now Sykes able to find this first big interaction, starting getting some damage going. Has 2 meter, probably not going to cash out, I don't think.
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure what that was supposed to be on the active switch, but it ends up working out. Keeping it unburstable off the throw straight into the cross slash. Solo Aurier, level 3. Everything I was just saying about the options these two characters have to challenge Adachi significantly nullified when it comes to a 2v1 situation. It's going to be really hard to get anything going at this point.
Trying to poke the Adachi, thinking the cross combo was going to get deleted there, but of course Ruby Gunshot able to save Sykes, and right now trying to just pressure with, you know, some sort of super assist, but of course, you know, it is a safe jump and Sykes is going to be taking it. Going up, 1-1.
A jump of the safe variety, able to seal it. Yeah, a decisive victory in Sykes' favor, and really just a matter of things working out. It was just that cross combo scenario where they were able to freeze the screen and react to what was going on, right? You have Weiss floating above, excuse me, and then you have the auditory cue that the Aurier assist was called. So doing the Azio active switch serving as a dual-sided check where you're not only going to be able to punish Aurier, you'll also be able to pressure Weiss in the process. It's just like, yeah, that scenario right there was enough to allow for Sykes to snowball the set and encourage a switch to 9 the Phantom. I love BBTAG.
It seems like everyone's bringing out the 9 tonight, but you know, strong character, right? Or yeah, not bad, but you know, 9, she's a whole different character. She kind of got like a funny back home right now. Looks like it's not gonna matter. Gonna get tagged by the assist, but able to escape just barely.
Just DP in the face of 9. That's how we're feeling.
I mean, give it a shot, right? You know, looks like it works out. But right now, you know, Lotad kind of setting up that full screen pressure again. But oh no, the assist able to tag, and this is not looking good for Lotad right now.
Oof, yes, 9 does have that DP that reaches on both sides, but it's not the furthest horizontal reach. Can't punish both characters. Weiss coming in solo, and it's looking bleak.
Yeah, you know, 5 meters on deck. Cross combo is going to be a thing too. You probably don't even need it. You just do double super, call it good. Sykes going to be going up here. Quick 2-1.
Yeah. All things considered, like, 9 can fight Adachi, right? She has EX Scarlet Vein. She has 5B. And then, of course, she has spells as well that contend with Adachi decently. However, it is still pretty interactive. I wouldn't go as far to call it just like a straight up like counter pick, it's over, like GG's. Like that's still like Adachi at the end of the day. And there's like mind games around it, and it's a 2v2 game. It's not just Adachi that you're having to contend with. You have Ruby there as well. So I'm not saying it's like a bad pick, but it's not something that's gonna like completely solve the matchup if they're on in their force. So it looks like they're actually gonna be going to Narukami instead.
Yeah, and bring it back the Aurier too. Thinking, all right, maybe Weiss is not the pick, not the play. I mean, Narukami's kind of a rapier woman too, right? Has pretty good white woman normals, big buttons, has a fireball, might as well. But, you know, right now, Sykes, again, just kind of able to set up that game plan and get things going.
Cross combo spent within the pressure game, just could not quite lock down the Ruby as much as they'd like. They're scrapping quite a bit with no cross gauge to Valve. Really risky pressure coming out from both ends here, I feel.
Yeah, and again, Sykes just, you know, trying to escape in the corner. Hate to see it. Has a cross combo, getting slowly drained. Ruby's out now. That Zio able to barely pick off the Aurier, so not going to have a lot of pressure to deal with, but finding the low anyways. Lotad starting to get this going.
Looking good, looking good. Yep. DP off the throw. We want to keep it unburstable. Hold the pressure forever. Can't keep it burst safe. Sykes hopping the burst within pressure. Just feeling the heat a little bit, but back to the corner we go.
you know, able to find the confirm too. I'm not sure if the fireball hit first or Aurier did, but able to find the hit and baiting the DP. Big start here for Lotad. Able to be enough to get an assist going, but likely going to set up some more pressure.
Yeah, Lotad is smelling that Sykes doesn't really want to be subject to his offense anymore. Like, Lotad has just been on fire, but what's been impressive about Lotad, and I was noting this about the Aurier Weiss play as well, they know when you're trying to escape. They're able to get those re-engagement opportunities to counter push block, have like anti-burst, just all the defense things that you're thinking at any given time. But huge JB counter hit opener here for Sykes, trying to stabilize into the cross slash, hoping enough to kill, probably.
This is looking pretty close. Has the buff installed. Gonna spend the cash, but not quite. Narcomi, healthy boy, it seems. Uh-oh, gotta worry about this DP now, but able to safely escape. Trying to get through the sandwich. Just kidding, we're back in it again.
Yeah, force the tag out, keep Narcomi safe, maintain the 2v1 at all costs. The agenda is safe. DP into the corners. Force sandwich situation. How does Narcomi do it?
Able to find this hit. Has the 2 meters. We're like, oh no, but unfortunate drop, and Kami's gonna die for it.
Do we do a little trolling? Resonance is available, but do you want to block a BZO? Can you block a Dachi for 2 seconds?
I mean, don't need to. Push block? We got meter to spend, and then go for the meter thrust. Might as well. Tying it up. 2-2. Lotad believe it in this team and gotta lock it in all the way possibly, but Sykes, you know, they could swap out, have some secret weapon. Maybe a 9 the Phantom coming in? Nah, no way. Thank goodness. I would have been upset. But yeah, it looks like we are going to go all the way with the Ruby Adachi.
There it is. I see how this works out. I was noticing some interesting interactions on Lotad was kind of on that Aurier 4P call tip again. And it was actually, I want to say stuffing Adachi's, either Adachi 6Ps or Adachi's 236C. Like, it wasn't able to actually come out because it's actually acting as a shield to destroy the persona before it drops. So a sequence or like something I wasn't too familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, 4P's been doing a lot of work right now, but Sykes, you know, pretty commanding lead here starting out in game 5, and if DP pays off, Lotad starting this cross combo pressure now.
Oh, it looks like there's just a little bit, it wasn't active yet, so it didn't actually stuff out the 6P call in that regard.
Yeah, luckily, you know, the shield able to protect Aurier again. Oh, trying to find a way out of this BZO, but yeah, good utilization of spending that meter. Oh, and able to punish. You know, it does have some recovery on the 5A, but not that much.
Okay, jumps away. Attacks back into Ruby. She is low. I feel like this is a riskier character to bring in. Sykes knows it too. Does go back to the Adachi.
Finds it on the BZO, just raw, thinking maybe, you know, I'll be able to get over it and hit the puppet, but right now, Sykes just playing it out, trying to play to the advantages of that BZO and just play the full screen game, forcing Lotad to come in, finds the Raging Lion. Oh, finds another Raging Lion. Able to get this hit. This is a good bit of damage coming up, but yeah, safe first out.
Oh, yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. Those rapier normals, you got to be so careful with the way that you utilize Adachi's persona-based kit against like an Aurier, Mitsuru, or Weiss.
Well, tries to go for, you know, throw bait attempt or some sort of pressure, but right now, Sykes putting on all this pressure, but the Aurier again, that 4P. So much work for them. Not quite enough to kill, but Sykes trying to have a hero moment here.
Okay, she says she won't lose to anyone ever. Is Ruby capping? Trying to make it happen?
Got the gun blast going, yeah, trying to snipe out something using that 2B head invul just to keep Aurier in place. But in the sandwich, good block, oh, but not able to block it all the time. Not quite enough, though.
One more guess. Oh, a double overhead off the IAD back Lotad, making it happen. Narcomi was the answer, like the Persona 3 expansion. Looking good, looking good. Lotad will be able to move on into winners finals. Gonna be fighting the winner of Sonic and Anima. Another close set. Sykes has just been having these really hard fought, down to the wire streamed sets. It feels just didn't quite go their way, but I imagine we'll be seeing more of them later. Within the top 8, we're in the nitty gritty. Sykes looks locked in. Good games all around from both.
Yeah, I mean, Sykes a bit of a showman, right? Showing on some of the funny stuff. You know, we see the throw into DP, just keep things safe, of course. They were able to really navigate, at least in game 4, I feel like, the assist calls and being able to call it out by doing jump back JB, BZO, or AZO. able to say, hey, you can't set up sandwiches for free here and threaten that. But a lot of it just kind of came down to Narukami pressure. And again, like you mentioned, those rapier normals able to challenge out the Zeo setups and able to cash out that bigger damage.
Yeah, listen, I don't morally believe in playing Mitsuru against Adachi anymore, but when I did, that was a good quirk of the matchup. Like, stuff them out. We're all good. So, yeah, solid stuff to Lotad. We will be figuring out who their opponent is going to be in that winner's final slot, and it will be either Sonic-kun or Anima of the Oblivia variety. I guess Labris versus Heart S Gaming.
This is, again, kind of a tricky matchup for Heart, at least, right? Aegis able to control a lot of airspace with the gunshots. Has 2 of them you can use, of course. Also, Heart not having the best reversals, so forced to just block good against Orgia boost pressure. Labris, not too much, right? She has some active moves, and, the JC is cool, able to catch both sides, but really it's just going to be kind of these front-loaded teams putting on this pressure and then having those strong assists to kind of keep things going.
Yeah, I imagine if you're Sonic-kun, to kind of counterplay 5B, you do homing plus 6P a lot, right? So I don't know how the interaction plays out. I don't really play either of these characters, but I imagine that Aegis 5B can't stuff out S going for 6P, and it's going to be really hard to cover both those areas of the screen at the same time, especially since Labris, she doesn't have a traditional projectile assist. Oh boy, you did something that's not going to allow you to burst in front of Aegis. I was expecting way more damage.
Yeah, but able to escape, trying to set up the flame wheel, but luckily just able to just navigate. And again, we see the Labris trying to set up those air buttons. She does have some pretty good air buttons against Heart too. So we're gonna see a lot of those challenges. Again, the thrust there, able to get the confirm on Sonic, who has Red Axe too, so gotta worry about the catch up.
Block 6P call in order to pull things down a bit on this Labris. Even up the life totals, Anima is still at the advantage, but maybe not for long. Here comes the homing from above. Late burst.
Oh yeah, unfortunate too. Not even able to pick down the Heart. And able to get this punish, of course. Oh, setting up more pressure. Goes for the low this time. Damage on the table still not quite enough unless we're gonna go for a cross raid.
Oof. Okay. Oh my god, the defensive 4P called money. Sonic been able to capitalize, going up 1-0.
4P is pretty fast and it's pretty vertical too. Of course, Labris not having the best buttons kind of challenge the grounded approach, but Sonic able to find the win there, taking it 1-0. But you have to imagine a lot of it too just kind of came down to reading that big burst. I thought they were just gonna let Aegis die for a sec.
Right.
Just say, it's cool, whatever. I got a healthy character, but yeah, that really unfortunate burst costing a lot of life there, maybe even the game. But we're going back into it. Got the robot toasters in, and of course, Heart and S on player 2 side.
Yeah, I would say even before that, that drop on the DP punish from S was critical. One of Aegis' big feathers in her cap, why she's so valuable, is like, if you allow for her to do whatever she wants, she's just gonna freaking kill you, bro. I don't know why she does as much damage as she does. So resetting back to neutral was not ideal. However, happy birthday this time around. Maybe Anima can get the route going.
Oh yeah, we're throwing out all the I summon you. And yeah, just gonna cash out the air super, get the hit. Doesn't have enough to spend for the distortion duo, but a happy birthday back in response, saying, hey, I can do that too. Check this out. Cross combo instant ready.
Yeah, unfortunately, Anima thought they were fighting a fair character and could do normal Oki. They did not account for back homing and got owned in the process. And now Sonic is going to cash this in for all that it's worth. Labris goes down. I guess with the level 2 resonance, man, this BB tag game is explosive. How do we end up here in 30 seconds?
It turns out characters can do damage. And again, Sonic has gone up 2-0. We've seen it twice now, too, where Sonic-kun's able to call out the EX chain knuckle, right? And able to punish. This time with S, big normals definitely helping that scenario. But of course, Heart, able to just home in and punish any sort of purpose too. So trying to play a little bit more mobile could be a critical factor too, especially, Aegis is mobile. She got the boost meter, she got all the cool stuff, and she's been sticking to the air most part. But the Labris too, got to play critically in the air to kind of match that field with Heart. Otherwise, she's just going to run you over sometimes.
So like all the pieces of the puzzle are there. It's just a matter of putting it together here for Anima. Easier said than done, and not the most ideal sequences either, as you're forced to make a reverse sweep against somebody that's been so dominant within modern day BB tag. But looking good here thus far. Is it the forced sandwich? Not quite. It's still cute though.
I like the idea. Yeah, and then using the flame wheel too to kind of set up the initial reset point. If you find the hit, it kind of cans it for you. Oh, you again had the hit, but unfortunately that S saving him. S saving the day yet again. Going into the aggression this time. Low health though, so gonna be a quick tag out to Heart.
Hey, we're seeing a lot of those 5Bs. I'm not gonna lie, that gives me a bit of anxiety. It's not the fastest startup thing in the world. Heart can maneuver around the screen so fast. I'm just worried that you'll get stuffed on the startup, but you know better than I do. So happy birthday here for Sonic yet again, though.
Yeah, you know, the 5B, I like the idea, right? You put out a big stop sign, but like you mentioned, Heart able to navigate. She's able to change her trajectory too with the homing. She has EX homing available, trying to set this pressure. Uh-oh, here it comes. Gonna get killed for that, though. Oh, but the butter's barely saving him.
Hey, yeah, maintaining your 2v2, it's an important factor, but just immediately calls out the Labyrinth under those fatal health territories. Gets clipped. Free resonance activation thanks to the rockets. What do we do with this, though?
Yeah, unfortunately, just gonna hold this and gonna find the hit. Sonic-kun starting to get something going here. Not gonna be quite enough to build out all these resources. Gonna be one hit away, trying to find the hit. Able to beat the throw.
Okay, up back, yeah, EX. Gonna allow it to go straight into the super. Oh!
Good awareness too to block, you know. You want to go for that aggression, but oh my gosh, yep, there is an air super available on deck. They get 3-0, shooting the Aegis out of the sky.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, huge difference maker there, right? Because I feel like is one of the more threatening 1v2 characters in the game. However, it's so contingent on what you can do with your resonance timer, right? Because essentially, like, if Anima had found that hit earlier, or essentially, like, if Sonic hadn't landed a hit at all, if I guess found any hit, that character was dead. Even if Sonic had double the life totals, that character is just straight up like out of here. Like she does so much damage. But by the time that they found a hit, it was already nearing the end of the resonance. They couldn't go for EX Megiddo fire loops to really seal a kill there, and that was just an unfortunate spot to be in. But yeah, as I was saying, Anima looked like they had all the pieces, just couldn't quite put it together. We'll be dropping to the loser side, and Sonic-kun gonna be going to the winners finals to go up against Lotad.
And you know, Sonic-kun able to really navigate that matchup too. We kind of mentioned at the top of the set that Aegis having a lot of answers to what Heart wants to do with the approach. We didn't see a lot of the 5B or 2B just because Sonic-kun was able to really kind of keep the pressure on Aegis, forcing her into the air and eliminating that as a factor. But, you know, of course, Anima not out of it yet. It is double elimination. They're moving down into the lower bracket. They're going to be waiting for a little bit here to get some more results coming in here. But up next, looks like we have Amethyst Gray and Renix coming up. I'm so surprised to see this match so early. I was really hoping to see this, you know, towards the end of the bracket, but we're getting it early.
Yeah, in the top 8 stacked bracket tonight with the 17 entrants, and it was not 17 chumps. We got 17 hunks. Everybody doing some work. So yeah, Amethyst Gray Renix is the first round loser side, and of course we have Reaper's Rolling Rat 3-2 over SSB Sonic, and we're waiting the whoever wins between Lan Lily and Chairu. I actually don't know how to say their tag. I'm exposed right now. We'll get to that later.
Lost these wins, so we don't have to figure it out. But yeah, we're going into it. Of course, Amethyst Gray rocking the Hilda, Kiko, 2 big zoners, able to find his happy birthday. Not a lot of damage, right? The playstyle is more just kind of keep that distance and forcing the Kanji to come in. We saw earlier, you know, Sonic-kun playing that zoning game plan really worked out. So we'll have to see if Renix is able to navigate this game plan too.
Kanji DP, pretty underrated DP, I would say. Like, it actually is able to, due to the guard point properties, stuff a lot of different mixes. You have to construct pressure around it very differently. We're getting some massive value out of that corner positioning. JC out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's one of the Renix specials, right? Just lets the JC rep, see if you're ready for it, find the hit, doesn't matter, but able to find the hit there with the Ragnar and get the kill. You know, what the heck happened?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I looked away for a second because chat was telling me how to pronounce Chris or Krieg. That second I looked away, Amethyst was in the corner and both the characters were about to die. I was like, what? I thought you were winning neutral like 2 seconds ago. What happened? I don't know.
They were, but, you know, happy birthday, then BB tag moment. You know, Renix also, too, just looking out into the distance saying, I want another fight is so funny in the lobby. Menacing. Give me more. But we're queuing back up to it. Of course, you know, Hilda Yukiko locking it in still. I think at this point, Amethyst Gray has just been sticking with this. right? Hilda, Yukiko. We have a couple other characters, but the Hilda is a strong character, right? Don't get me wrong. And it really complements the zoning style with Yukiko as well.
Absolutely, yeah, we're seeing the full zoning come in display here. It's going to be a matter of how Renix is able to navigate the 6P calls off in the distance. That's not just for screen control. We're building up those fire levels for Yukiko in the background. Fall and Pain going to be able to clip on the overheads. Amethyst drops the combo. That is not ideal. Oh, her hurt box. Mori, why?
So unfortunate, you know, Renix found the hit. And we've seen Renix really good at able to challenge those drop combos, just be able to fight real quick. But right now, Amethyst great, able to get the kill on Ragnar regarding this. Now it's a super uphill battle. We got this one Kanji against these two Zoner Menaces. Level 8 fire stacks too, so any sort of hit could be a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was 2 buttons into 8K. What the heck happened?
The question has been found. Yukiko ready to go. The Burning Phoenix.
Sets up the sandwich anyways. Now you got to really guess. Yeah, going for that flame pillar in. I switch. I don't even find that hit on. I think it hit on the same side. I just looked back at the stream replay, but you know, it's tricky, right? Sometimes you just got to say, all right, let me just let Kanji die in game 2. It's okay, you know. We'll have Ragnar come back. Even Ragnar's kind of an uphill battle, right? Like, you can do like a funny Carnage Scissors and blow out both characters, but even then, it's still a bit of an uphill battle.
Oh yeah, it's a matter of patience, biding your time, and making as much value as you can out of the hits that you are able to land. You know, as you said, I feel like Ragnar gets a little bit more value out of that, not only in the damage department, but also the life regeneration department, right? And aside from what we just saw, right, in the most extreme case where Yukiko has fire levels, Hilda and Yukiko in isolation aren't the highest damage dealing characters in the world, so you know, some food for thought there as well. As we see round start DP from Renix, they're ready to go.
Yeah, trying to tech forward into buttons, hopefully trying to find a gap with the 5A, but you know, good luck. This is not Uni 2, unfortunately. Hilda is a little bit better in this game, so right now we're seeing those flame stacks come up with those 6Ps. Oh my gosh, we're at level 9. Oh, final boss unlocked. Oh no, and able, oh my god. The awareness from Amethyst is great, able to get the kill. Again, Ragnar out early.
Yeah, solo Kanji, what do you do at this point? Fall in Pain. What do I even say about that match? Like, like we got the stacks, we got hit by Augie. The don't put your hand on the stove is when she's at level 0, but like throwing yourself into the fire is when she's at level 9, and they've been burnt alive, unfortunately. Like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time too, when you're at that little of a deficit, you kind of think, do I just like take the L on this round and go back and kind of think things over, not bother spending my like mental stamina to fight it back. But you know, right now Renix looking down the barrel of being eliminated here in losers round 4. But you know, not out of it yet. Was able to get to 1 game, right? We just need to repeat what game 1 happened.
This has been the tell of the tape for here for Renix, at least on the stream matches, right? That they have like a game 1 that makes me rethink my entire conception of Kanji, and like Kanji and Ragnar and them as a player. I'm just like, bro, is Renix actually just the GOAT? And then the opponent is able to like adapt, and we see more of like what I expect from the matchup. But Renix doesn't slow down. I think it's a gift and a curse. Right now it's looking like more of a gift as they're just piling on the offense to Amethyst. Into the corner we go. The burst is not quite available yet. Look at it.
I was at 8K. He didn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did that do so much damage?
You know, again, we're 3 for 3 on these dives here, and I think that's really part of the core game plan. Of course, Hilda 6P, right? Really good. Or is it 4P? It's 4P, right? The big donut in the sky.
Yeah.
Is a really good challenge option for fighting that Kanji dive. But, you know, now Kanji's got to find a way back in or find a way out. Ragnar's tagged in, but going to be taking some damage here.
Push block from Aragi to reset back to the neutral game. Is this where you want to be? Amethyst playing this so slow.
Yeah, and again, just able to find this and really kind of reset back. Kind of healing up the Yukiko too. Only level 1 fire stack, so not necessarily a big issue, but oh, unfortunate burst punish. This could be trouble here for Renix.
Yeah, those Yukiko 4P calls seem innocuous, right? She's just kind of back there and just vibing away as she's getting lifted into the heavens. But she's passively regenerating health every single time that assist is called. I've seen it called at least like 5 times here. So the amount of health regenerated is insane. Solo Ragna trying to make it happen. Finds one hit. JC, wait a minute.
Find the blood sight into the stabilization. Yeah, trying to just get as much health as possible off this. And find the kill. This is, you know, best case scenario for Renix, right? Down to a 1v1, has the Ragna, has 4 meter, able to challenge a lot of zoning options with Gauntlet, Carnage Scissors. Gauntlet Hades could be a zoning tool too if you breathe. Oh my goodness, finding the site this time.
Dude, and this is what I was trying to outline earlier, right? It's just like in these 1v2 scenarios, you want Ragna, right? You found that hit on super low health totals, and you're going up against Hilda now, who again doesn't have high damage. She has to win a lot of interactions in order to make it happen here. The resistance is activated though. 3 interactions later, Hilda can win, and Amethyst Gray will get the 3-1 victory over Renix.
I was worried there for a sec that wouldn't kill. Look at the, you know, Hilda did a lot of work there just to do 5k, but Amethyst Gray able to find it, you know, after that explosive game 1 or going E1. Gonna move it on to fight Sykes in losers quarterfinals.
There it is. Yeah, should be a fun one a bit later as we are winding down into this top 6. Renix will be going out, but we'll get the name on the graphic again. As I mentioned earlier, I've seen them on graphics time and time again. This is just another one in the books. Cooking up with the Kanji Ragna. I was entertained.
Yeah, I mean, and they really kind of showed, like, yeah, of course, Kanji definitely not up there in terms of the tier list, but, you know, able to still get things going, able to navigate what seems to be really rough matchups too, using those dives in their favor and covering just a lot of ground space and able to get the punishes appropriately. Kanji with meter, pretty scary, it turns out.
Absolutely. It's good to be reminded of some of the characters that are in this game if you don't see them often. And Kanji is definitely one of those not so gentle reminders, but a cool one regardless. And we'll be seeing another character come to fruition here that we don't see quite often in the form of Gordeau. If that's what they're going to be sticking with, we do have Reaper's Ruling Rat, aka Antu, aka Voidlit Oblivion in the top 8 loser side, going up against Lon Lily, aka Ron Rose.
AKA Coco Cantlon, but you know, maybe got the chicken nuggets on lock. I had Dino Nuggies earlier personally. It's been probably like 15 years since I've had them. Not the same, but still pretty good. They got that crunch still. But you know, while we're waiting for the players to kind of ready up, pick characters and all that jazz, we got a Maturino, of course. Exclamation point, Maturini, Maturino, Maturuni, Marconi, whatever it is. Feel free to donate directly if it works out for you. If not, of course, you know, no shame in it. We do read out any sort of funny messages, and of course, if you're not able to contribute, sharing the link helps too. Thank you so much.
Dang, there's no exclamation
Mark
below.
Oh my goodness, that's good. I like that. Can we just have like random dictionary words be the Maturino when people just not even the exclamation point, just when people type certain things in the chat, it happens. But it looks like we're getting into it. Lon Lily, of course, with the Unarkami Yumi, and then of course Void with the Azrael Gordeau. 2 characters we don't see too often.
Yeah, I was gassed up the Gordeau. I didn't realize they were going to actually stick to the Azra. I thought it might be the Yumi. I've seen Void play a ton of different characters, but okay, have access to Growl. We already see it coming to fruition as a counterplay to Snowbird's Enzio. Into the corner we go, though.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, the dive kick just a challenge, and again, yeah, that dash into the corner seal is going to be super critical in this matchup. BP active switch, keeping it unburstable. Narcom's going to have to hold the brunt of this in definitely fatal territories. Yeah, I'm trying to go for the reverse beat just to maintain that safety, but Lon recognizing too, hey, this is probably a good time to burst, get you out, make him a little healthy. Gonna play a little bit of the zoning game too, just to make sure that you get the most possible life out of it. Oh, but really finding the hit. Lon on the board now, trying to get some damage going. 5P. Oh, empty IAD load just confirmed straight into the super again, valuing keeping things unburstable and keeping the pressure on. Lots of up backs here from Void. Finds a 2B, not enough untech in order to get anything valuable off of it though. Yeah, and right again, we see the dive kick, a risky DP, but it paying off. Life leads are about the same. A little more resources available for Void here, but finding the counter hit anyways. Oh, what? I'm sorry, what just happened there? Why did they come from there?
There's some questions that don't need answers.
BBTAG, are you okay? Are we sure we're not on PC tag?
We might be. PC tag is more of a feeling and less of a game. Oh boy.
PC tag is vibes. But finding the optimal starter there with the Rekka series. Big damage opportunity, 4m2, cross combo available. Resonance not going to even be a factor right now. Oh, into the funny reset. Oh, but couldn't block the third. You hate to see it. And Lon all of a sudden able to secure game one. Am I losing my mind? Did Gordo burst in from the wrong side?
I think it happened so fast that I didn't really realize it until you said it after fact. I was like, wait, why was he there? And I don't have a really valid answer for it, so.
You know, maybe, secret DLC drop or something like that. But, yeah, I know, maybe Azrael got, he's a little thick, right? So maybe his hurt box extended to the other side and the burst came out. No, Gord's just like, hey, I want finding the hit. But, Void sticking with the Azrael Gordo, starting with Azrael this time. So we'll see how they kind of navigate. We saw the Growler a little bit to deal with the Yumi Ice, and it can challenge the Narukami Fireball, of course, but always got to worry about Zeokar and other sort of approach vectors.
Yeah, but now we saw Growler, we saw Azrael 6P, which was like, all things considered, like I don't have a ton of Azrael experience throughout my years in BBTAG, and there's 53 characters in this game. I'm still learning about a lot of characters, and ironically, in the Heart Short is where I learned how like Azrael kind of functions in a lot of ways. That 6P is crazy. There is so much block stun. It's like a meme amount of block stun, right? And I saw Antu like calling that, looking for it to make contact, allows for Gordo to get in and threaten some of his like more threatening pressure options. I look at Azrael completely differently now.
Dude, what is with Void's Gordo? Finds the DP late and then whiffs anyways, and it's gonna almost die for it now. And, Ron Rose is definitely coming out, just partying, throwing out Zeokar, doesn't really care. Doesn't matter. But a happy birthday for Void. This is looking pretty good, but unfortunate drop.
I respect it, but I do not know if that was the time for fancy Gordo routes. No stabilization, so much damage left on the table for both characters. 5B from that close that it counter hits, we're partying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a net play bracket, right? Just let her rock. Sometimes you gotta have a little bit of fun. You do a little silly things. You're down a game, who cares? You gotta have that party time energy.
Bro, straight into the air raid. I was imagining, we're just gonna confirm as soon as possible to get as much utilization of this resonance time as we can. Power on the chip, power on the damage.
Good fussy jump there to block, and we're gonna find. Oh no, this is a good opportunity for some memes here, hopefully. But just able to find these confirms, burning out the rest of the resonance and setting up this pressure. This should be a dead fondling.
Why? Oh no! Oh dear! I know that Gordo Super can hit within that awkward angle at times. I don't know exactly what caused the interaction, but definitely an unfortunate routing error. Could have gone downhill real quickly, but Azrael 5P saves the day as Void's able to tie it up 1-1.
Does Void have like a weird BBTAG mod installed to make Gordo like as cringe as possible? What is happening?
I think the weird BBTAG mod installed to make Gordo as cringe as possible is 2.0.
Yes. That is quite the funny mod. You're right. They turned him into the start of his DPs kind of sounds like clown horns anyways, so it's in character. But it will tie it up regardless, despite the I don't know, self-imposed setbacks. I'm not even really sure what to call that, but making it work regardless. The Azrael's have been doing some cool stuff, able to do a lot of side switch pressure, those hits. DP active switch, kind of hard to do at times too, so good awareness.
Yeah. See if Void's going to be able to maintain the momentum moving forward here. Going to be opting to stay with that Azrael point.
I'm always starting off this pressure, of course. Narukami really good at being able to jump cancel and set up this pressure resets. Able to block the burst, but, Gord being goofy and able to escape yet again. DP working this time, so gotta be thankful for that.
Okay, mad pressure. Oh, was not expecting the EXZO cancel. You're not quite out of the mud yet here, buddy. 5P blocked, finds the burst, bringing in Azrael, just trying to find some breathing room.
Yeah, right now, Azrael's got a couple meter on deck to do something. You got to worry about Blackhawk Stinger. Maybe counter hit starter, who knows? But right now, pressure's looking really good. Here's the Blackrock. Finds the counter hit.
Lariat plus Grim Reaper, not quite full screen reaching, but still covering a good majority of space. Lon Lily able to find a way to save use knife into Yuumi, but there it is, piling on the pressure. 5C reset.
I like the idea, you know, getting the excellent 2. Now has a lot of meter available to. Oh, the trade. Oh, the footsie is saying, hey, your 5A is pretty good, but not that good. You got to chill out a little.
I can't believe that Void didn't opt for canceling into super as quick as possible. It seems like Lon is going to adopt that ideology instead with the Zeodyne straight after the Yuumi freeze. Azrael does go down. It's not the worst situation in the world for Berto, especially once you land that fight. Keep it simple, bro.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I was so scared for a sec. Yeah, you know, and using the cross slash at that max range, trying to put on a little bit of show. Uh-oh, command grab. Yeah, that's a free kill right there.
These Godot players, man. You just activate resonance in front of them. They stare at you. He has his hands in his pocket. You know he's going to take his hands out of his pocket. It's just a matter of if he's going to, like, give you a high five up high or down low. And you got to guess. It sucks. Like,
no, you got to do it. I mean, maybe just throw back, right? What's the worst that can happen, right? But,
yeah.
You know, Void going up 2-1 after a bizarre series of interactions. Ron Rose sticking it in for the rest of the set too, believing in their character pick. No Lon Lily showing up tonight, it seems. But and you know, a lot of it too has just been these weird goofball setups that just keep going in favor of Void, and they're working out. We kind of mentioned it earlier too, where you know having those funny tricks in a first of 3, super critical to have, and being able to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, this has been a little bit of an unconventional set, right? And that's one thing about BBTAG that can be very frustrating is like if you're having a match that's just going in a way that you can't predict, making those adaptations of the unpredictable is already hard enough in a 1v1 game. Try it in the 2v2 where the match is already chaotic enough as it is. Like, it messes with you.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can put it in the brain scrambler sometimes when you just see these goofy interactions, but the hit, but good block on the 5C this time, finding the hit, and Azrael able to survive, but Bordeaux gonna be taking a bit of damage and now stuck in the corner.
All right. Something I noticed about the way Lon Lily runs pressure on this team, they don't target meaty timings. They instead opt for setting up like really active like Yuumi 5P or stuff of that sort to target like your up back and then run the pressure after the fact. It's an interesting quirk. I'm wondering if Antu will try to challenge with like wake up mash or something. Cause like I just like that. maybe Lon knows how to beat them and just did it against Void. Just like yo, wake up mash, buddy. It's a good thing.
I mean, it's the character to use it with too, right? You know, pretty fast jab. Funny too, just seeing Azrael walk out and get duffed on is like absolute peak BBTAG. But Lon Lily tying it up 2-2. Really able to kind of navigate the matchup a little bit more and kind of make it less funny for them, I guess. Able to say, all right, you know, let's just play real BBTAG. None of this goofy, weird hit confirms. No funny combo routes. No funny resets. Like, just solid BBTAG.
Yeah, the spotlight is on Void at this point. Essentially, the decisions they're going to make from here. Because if you go based off that last round, it wasn't a matter of that they couldn't let hits. They found the hits, but they were still looking for like, you know, the 5C reset that we saw available earlier. Not working out this time around. Lon is ready for it. So if they want to tighten up these confirms and go for a more structured offense, more structured play, could still be a beneficiary. Because again, they've solved the neutral to some extent. They're looking way more equipped for it than they were looking earlier within the set. It's just a matter of what they do with those hits and how they snowball it into a W. So game 5.
Going right into it too, and just backing off, trying to use that teleport dash to get some of that pressure and get something to whiff. But oh, that's 6P. It's so critical. We've seen it really come in clutch a couple times, and Growlers hasn't been really able to answer it in the later half of this set.
And they were out scot-free. They escaped the Yuumi sandwich situation and just air DP off in the distance, getting punished. And Gordeau is gonna need life alert or something in order to get out. Calls Azrael for help.
Just going for the safe jump setup, recognizing too, hey, don't gotta worry too much about this pressure. I'm really in the lead. Just run some safe mix here. It's all good. Maybe try to go for some chip setups, but you know, Void fighting now. It says, hey, I got buttons. I'm gonna press them. I didn't pay whatever $12 to not press button.
I'm happy to see that as a counter option. It's just too little, too late, especially under such dire circumstances. A lot of the damage has already been done. post-resonance call, the delayed 6P activation for Narukami JA will allow for Lana Lily to get the 3-2 victory. Moving on to loser side, but a quality set to go out there for Void. It was cool to see them cut.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, that Narukami J, so big. Fadeaway jumper, able to secure it. Super critical. Playing to the character strengths is super critical too. And especially in that sandwich situation, right? Like, they didn't have a lot of options. So just kind of guess right, but unfortunately not working out. Yep, Lon gonna be moving on though. Gonna be fighting Anima here in losers quarters. So we're down to our, what is this, top 6 now, I think, right?
Yeah, so Anakuna low tad, big chillin' in the winners final side, as we're gonna be deducing these top 6 down to a top 4. Anima and Lana will be fighting a little bit later, but first we will have Sykes 02 versus Amethyst Gray. Should be some Hilda Yukiko versus Ruby Adachi action, and I imagine these two have a lot of sets. Like, they are frequent supporters of online brackets of all different varieties, and they tend to go pretty far when they do play. So it has to be dozens and dozens of matches that they've had against each other. It's just a matter of how it's going to shake down this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, both these players have been playing for quite a while now, and really kind of adapting their play style to kind of how, like, I feel like the meta of BBTAG has shifted a little bit too. You know, we all thought initially Hilda sucks, Hilda's bad, Hilda's a net play character, right? And now we see on a lot of tier lists internationally and even in North America too, like, Hilda top 5 character. It turns out if you can't play the game, that's a pretty good character.
I agree. Adopted that ideology as soon as I saw it played at the highest level of CEO 2021. Elon, I was going to say Elon saved my life, and I was going to misspeak. I was trying to say change my life, but if I really think about it, he might have saved my life too. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, really kind of innovating too. We've seen Elon play a whole bunch of throughout all the fighting games they play in, and just, yeah, this is another one to kind of say, hey, zoning turns out it's pretty good. But we're getting right into it here. Queuing up, of course, the Hilda Yukiko on player one side. Rocking it in. Got the cool fan color too. I like the weird magenta. And then, of course, Sykes rocking Dachi Ruby, of course.
So for a fella like me, my champion of choice when fighting this Adachi creature is definitely Hilda. And it's just a matter of, you have 5e, you have JB, you just instant button solutions to bad Zeo. Well, yeah, just like that. Unsafe Zeo calls like that, one button solution, it feels great. So, of course, Amethyst is going to be cognizant of that, already showing that they have the counterplay available. Sykes has to be so much more careful in how they play the stall game. How do you stall someone that has full screen buttons?
Absolutely, and even while you have these full screen buttons going out and challenging any sort of these Zeo setups too, you've got Yukiko building flame stacks. Oh my gosh, the reset too. Ruby trying to challenge there, but you know, those buttons are pretty big.
Such a crazy way that hit. It was the latter part of Hilda 2CC that anti-aired Ruby. If you would have paused the frame right before it hit and asked me who wins there, I would have said Ruby, and I would have been hella wrong. There's no way I thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, and you know, just like that, Dachi going down. And it looks like Ruby going down too. Amethyst Gray on the board. Game 1.
I think it'll just be a mental shift for Sykes. Like, Hilda completely warps how you can play the game as a Dachi, right? In most sequences, it's just out of sight, out of mind. You just do the same old song and dance, and you don't got to worry about full screen buttons of this kind. But Hilda just having access to that stuff. And as you were mentioning earlier, the entirety of her zoner kit being backed up as Yukiko, it's a different little rhythm that you have to impose there. Again, as I was saying similarly with 9, not a direct counter pick, but it's definitely a momentum shift.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that counterplay to how Hilda plays. You know, she does have weaknesses. What are they? Great question. But you know, being able to kind of smother is really critical too. She's got a slower DP. Whoa, that was the 9th dimension mix up there, and trying to challenge, I'm assuming, trying to just crush any sort of option Hilda has going.
Big scrambles happening within the offset there. It is Amethyst, thanks to these 4Ps, who comes up mostly on top, clipped by the 2360 persona drop here from Adachi. We are scrapping, bro. What the hell?
I mean, I think you got her, right? Otherwise, Hilda's going to eat you alive. And right now, Hilda, again, just able to kind of put Ruby back at full screen, and it's on Sykes every time. You know, even if you find the hit and Hilda's able to escape and get one hit on you, you're back to that zone where you just hate to be and try to figure out a way out. Sykes has been kind of going for the 2360 slam with the persona, but you know, Amethyst has been able to navigate it pretty good.
Okay, yeah, far away, so just goes for the full 2CC route. Burst just to navigate space. That's how serious it is, and it's a very valid action against Hilda.
And that DP, as slow as it is, it does cover a lot of space too. And so if you're caught in the air, you know, remotely on the same stage, you're in a little bit of trouble. Sykes finding this hit though and gonna start this pressure going. Able to find the throw.
Assist plus throw, put you in those pseudo unblockable scenarios, really makes you think. Art of misdirection. Forced sandwich situation. Gun blast. Out of there.
Oh, good block there too from Amethyst Gray, you know, on that side switch, but you know, unfortunately not quite enough. But finding these hits on Ruby, has 2 meter, gonna set up the resonance. Wants to get a little bit HP back, has or some more meter coming through.
Wow, the air stall on the Buzzsaw Axis, which was super smart there from Sykes to throw off the 2B timing. Oh, you can't do that! No! Don't do it! Don't do it! You can't do that! Oh, that was... I can't explain that one. I think the other super actually would have hit, ironically, but...
I have to imagine maybe they just thought they wouldn't go for Zeo since they've been able to challenge it so often, right? Throughout that whole match with the JB or 5B, but you know, Sykes recognizing too, hey, I got the advantage, I'll shoot him with the gun. What's gonna happen? Even if my assist's out and they went for the other super, right? They would have been safe, so spend the cash if you got it.
Yeah, that super has startup, so like Adachi having access to that multi-slash super in the ground and in the air basically means like no matter what, that's not something you can do. Most characters have access to something like, well, not most. Some characters have access to something like that on the ground. Like in the Hilda mirror match, you can't even set up pins because if Hilda's on the ground and she's not doing anything, she's just punishing you. So, yeah, as I was saying, it's not a direct like counter pick. This Hilda Adachi matchup, it has layers.
Absolutely, and right now we're starting to see some of that adaptation too from Amethyst. Like starting to worry about the Ruby aggression a little bit more, and still able to call it out. We saw the JC to challenge, but oh, an unfortunate DP going to be taking some damage here. But luckily, Sykes not having a lot of resources to get a lot of damage out of it, so just going to go for some pressure now.
Phoenix cancel it early. Yeah, didn't want to get punished by Adachi. Both players in cross combo, setting up some very dangerous scenarios. No, the JC hitting quite a bit earlier than I think Amethyst anticipated. That was definitely unsafe.
But unfortunately, yeah, the A series not quite fast enough to be able to get cross rate at full combo time limit. So Amethyst able to escape just barely, but the cross combo again, able to find the hit, going through the reset, another reset.
Early burst, Fallen Pain, Sykes woke, ready defensively. Oh, clip by the up back J8, just hit a little bit too high. Amethyst can't stabilize. Wow, that Axel just out of reach of Hilda's DP somehow.
Yeah, and we're going to find another throw. Going to go to the pillar, set up some good damage here. We have cross combo. We have 3 meters. It should be a... Oh, no, we're just going to go for one more interaction, I think. It's definitely an uphill battle, though, for Amethyst, right? Only level 3 fire stack and just going to find the kill with the 4P.
Yeah, I was wondering what Sykes was going to do with that hit. I guess it makes sense that they didn't go anything too crazy, because at first I would think like, oh, maybe like a BZO setup, but Resonance is right there. You're going to nullify a lot of the BZO setup potency, and you probably would have had to use like cross combo or something in order to do it. Why waste the cross gauge if it's just going to get nullified anyways, and you got a Resonance Yukiko to fight, so I like the conservative game plan there. It ends up paying off in the long run, and we're going to game 4. Both players, I feel like making a lot of emotionally charged in the moment actions. Like they're using like cross combo to play neutral or to cover like potential blunders in their like approach and things of that sort. It's allowing for a very chaotic set, but I think it's Sykes that's kind of navigating the chaos in a more advantageous way at the moment.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they were both in cross combo, right? But it was Hilda and Yukiko trying to zone while you've got Adachi trying to command grab from full screen and just, you know, playing with their chest, really trying to find the answer and finding the hit. But right now, Amethyst Gray has been doing a good job of navigating this game, able to find the hit on the Adachi on the tag-in.
Yeah, this is a good kind of pace definer here for Amethyst, right? In order to find a hit like that, get your loops going, get the Yukiko 6P stacks available. You know, you lost neutral thereafter, but Amethyst is still in a really good position. Gets DP baited though, cracks under the pressure, and Sykes does have 2 bars available. The assist call afterwards, no. Setting up offense.
On the hit and able to get the tag in and going for another reset low this time. Finding the hit on the Yukiko. Yukiko, of course, a low life character, has the 7 flame stacks, so you got to kill this character ASAP.
Yeah, into the Ruby. I think she's out of here. Those stacks built and not able to be spent. It's all on Hilda. I mean, oh, just awkward incoming. It ended up whiffing, and I think Amethyst was not expecting to be recovered from the incoming that early. Caught by the Ruby 5A, and Sykes is able to take it over Amethyst.
Genuinely, I was looking at the other side of the screen and I was like, what just happened? What happened with that incoming? We've seen a couple goofball incomings times. You know, BBTAG still got so much to discover. Maybe we'll find those hits and the kills. Sykes, you know, moving on, eliminating Amethyst Gray.
Out of everything that we've seen tonight, if we could figure out what causes the sequence, if we could figure out how to aim bursts, like Void figured out, you know, that'd be great. That would really shake up the meta. If I could just do like make it like NRS style, right? You hold back for the far burst or hold forward for the like close burst, or just hold neutral for the in place burst. Like, what are we doing here?
This might be the Fortnite DLC, right? We were able to drop we want tilted towers on one side, trying to hit the other. But yeah, it's been so goofy. Burst coming in from wrong sides, able to burst early and a little bit early, but you know, go figure. We're moving on though. Of course, we got Anima versus Lon Lily coming up next. We got the robots side and Lon Lily or Ron Rose, I suppose, with the Narukami Yumi.
There it is. Yeah, see how this shapes out for the two of these players. Some real slugfest sets that both of them have had. Anima dropping the losers from that set that we saw against Sonic-kun, where it looked like they had like a lot of concepts of how they went to approach the matches. Couldn't quite put it all together, but they got there by getting victories over it, like Rose's End wins over Amethyst Gray. So it's had a decent showing for themselves. Hoping that we can see the full efforts come to display here up against Lon. But Lon, coming out from fighting for their life against Void, that was, you know, a lot of the crazy interaction that we're talking about happened within that set. So I don't know what kind of headspace Lon is in, but, you know, we'll see.
I have to imagine the Coco Cats per minute from Lon was pretty high up there in that match, but hopefully we'll see something a little bit more traditional, right? Of course, Aegis, we mentioned, pretty underrepresented character. The only Aegis we've seen tonight, but have made it this far. Labrys, of course, too, lower used character, but definitely by no means a slouch. Able to find some sort of hits and just trying to maintain that pressure against Narukami.
And Lon's playing like, I don't know how to explain this. Really, really defensive? Like they're just they've done like 20 IAD backdashes and maybe like 4 buttons. I'm wondering what the game plan is here.
I think it's bring Yumi in, and then Yumi's gonna attack, Narukami's gonna defend. It's an unbeatable duo, it seems.
I suppose so.
Whoa, what is happening? Okay, oh, happy birthday, it seems like. This defense play, I don't think this is it.
Ooh! Alright, buddy, if you know how to kill here, I guess it's just gonna be a setup. Yeah, side swap setup. Guess for your life.
Good up back, finding the hit too, and able to swap corners.
Alright, Axis building in the red territory. Gonna be activating. And the bait on the DP, just well spaced on that Labrys 5B to beautifully get the BI.
Yeah, going back down to Gray Axe though, a little unfortunate. Lon trying to find the answer here, has resonance level 2, so lots of meter coming in, but looks like it's not gonna matter. Anima finding the hit. Should be enough to get the kill with the cross raid or something funny. There it is. Anima on the board.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will say the most immediate action that I saw Lon do when they finally did commit to something was the attempt on the Narukami JC plus Yumi 6P. Maybe they were just trying to establish space to get that going all along. I don't know, but it looked problematic, and I imagine that's actually not how you want to play against this team, because although Yumi is like a great neutral assist kit to have, the 6P isn't instant. It has startup. And Labrys does have Chain Knuckle. I guess can find a way to approach as well. You're even giving time for something like a Labrys 6P to get set up, and all of a sudden, Labrys is giving screen presence. So yeah, hopefully we see something a little bit more active. This is all me like just virtue signaling, saying that I want to see more Zeokar plus 6P. I don't know why I want to see it so bad, but
it's violent, man, and it works. I'm all for it. Right? Oh, there's some more aggression from Lon there, but you know, just gonna back up. I think recognizing too that, oh my gosh, the raging line from full screen. Might as well, right? It's a high, hard to block at times. Uh-oh, scooping into the happy birthday.
It's not. Oh, the proration was too high on Narukami. That's fortunate there for Lon because I could definitely smell that Animo is trying to get some BI gaming there.
Oh, there's another Zeo card. Yeah. Oh, tried to find it anyways. Trying to go for a reset or something. Didn't have burst yet. Anima trying to survive and just gonna get tagged off that knuckle, but again, Aegis living.
Definitely a moment there for Lon that rhymes with Lodge. I won't say any names, but I guess lives to tell the tale. Labra's going to have to front a lot of this solo for the most part. You can see Lon slowing down. EX chain knuckle in, ducks under the EX-Zeo. Wait a minute.
Yeah, trying to find something. There's that Zeo with the 5P this time, finding the hit, and just, you know, happy to hold this at full screen. Try to burst, good luck, but not going to be quite enough to kill. Finding another hit into
Stuck. JC with the what side, bro?
Yes, I think it was probably both sides. You needed a black button for that, I guess. But sending the missiles out as the resonance active. It is level 2, so not a lot of meter gain going on here. But at level 5, gonna start spending some cash. Uh-oh, gotta watch that out. Luckily 4P, not that good from Narukami, but gonna find the hit and the kill.
Right, yeah, Lon able to slow it down. Not the cleanest set in the world, I'm not gonna lie. There was a bunch of drops and just unstable instances happening within the match, but moreover, what was more important is just like, even despite the lack of stability, Lon still had control over the interactions that played. They landed the majority of the hits. Even on the drops, they're just instantly going into pressure or reset scenarios. Yumi pretty good for that, right? If you have every drop can just be your next Yumi 5P lockdown situation. So.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got so many options to reset too. You can send the Rekka series out and go damage. You can use your 6P options too, and just set up a lot of pressure. So even if it's a little bit slop, right, you can still kind of find yourself into pretty advantaged scenarios. And again, Lon just backing up. Just doesn't want to mess with the Aegis boost mix at all, I don't think.
Yo, Zeo card plus 6P mentioned.
Yeah, now we've got this Labrys on the hunt, trying to find a hit. The 5, see, working this time. Not going to be able to get the Aegis to help tag in there too, but, you know, it's something.
Okay, wow, burst on block from the Labrys 5B, interesting. Really feeling the pressure here. Really wanting to slow down with the Snowbirds.
And you go into the air, able to get the air confirm, but, you know, Narukami a little low on life, but, oh my gosh, the chain knuckle going through, finding the hit, but an unfortunate drop. Unfortunately, that's a tier diff moment right there, and again, Rose able to find this hit. Has a lot of meter too, so next hit could be fatal.
Yeah, actually going for the safe jump pressure this time around, but a little bit too far away to actually run pressure on Labrys to Anima's benefit. Resonance activation.
Yeah, trying to just get a little bit of life back and start setting up some sort of game plan. Has 5 meter. Gonna be building some of it, but unfortunately Labrys doesn't have a lot of good ways to spend it in neutral, right? You have the chain knuckle that we just saw, but unfortunately Lon able to find this hit, has 4 meters, assist coming in, but just a little too late. Double overhead does.
Narukami is so corny, bruh. Like, I was just like watching the combo, I'm just like, there's no way that he can kill here, right? And like, he almost did. He almost did. Extended the combo so long, got the corner carry, called the Yumi 5P and just a tad too late. But as I was saying, every dropped combo on this team could just be potential for another reset. The dropped 5P on the combo just meant it hit meaty, got the double hitting JA. We're gaming.
You know, he's a pretty good character. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like he's just got a lot of options. Rebeat options too. Being able to cancel back into 5A off 5B for some reason. I don't know who thought of that, but yeah, whatever. Let it rock anyways. But we're going into it. Game 4 now. Lonely up 2-1 right now. 1 game away from moving on. Anima trying to find a way to survive though.
Hey. Ooh. Lon getting managed off the JC 6P. Anima just swinging, trying to find anything to make it happen. Defensive 4P call, can't stabilize.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too. You know, a lot of Anima has been able to get in by using this EX knuckle, but doesn't have a lot of pressure off of it, right? Lon's just been able to kind of up back, fuzzy block, and just avoid any sort of real pressure. But oh, here comes the boost pressure, but able to navigate it safely.
Yeah, it's kind of a mark of Anima's team. It's just like a lot of other Labrys teams, you may be able to follow up that chain knuckle with an assist that makes it a little bit more potent. But I guess not the best full screen support potential in the world, and by not the best, I mean kind of non-existent. So
Yeah, I mean, she's got what? Mortars, right?
yeah, that reaches a part of the screen.
Yeah, it ends up on the screen from what I've seen a couple times. But, you know, right now, Anima making it work regardless. Lon in a little bit of danger with the HP. A lot of meter available for Anima, too. Just going to hold that fireball. It is a mid, so you're free to block it.
Yeah, great defensive sequences. Able to live the tell. Side swap, neither player ready for it. As Anima is the one who has the life lead here. Lon feeling the pressure, trying to make something happen. Delay 6P call with the confirmation. Ooh, that was clean.
Yeah, and that should be enough. Yep, and now we're down to Yuumi. No, not a weak character, right? You know, still able to get anything done, but finding the hit. It is counter hit too. Has a lot of Uh-oh, air resonant.
Ayo.
Okay, and just finds it with the 4P gunshot. The mortars worked. The mortars killed. I'm telling you, they're good, man.
I think the mortars did more harm than good during that combo. One, I was afraid that the mortars were gonna like make it drop somehow, just like tragically. Two, I think it scaled the damage to like something just terrible because it ended up doing 5K for a cross combo super confirmed. Like,
you know, I would not be surprised that it is a Labrys thing, right? But Anima able to secure it. You know, going up 2-2. We're going to game 5 again. Lon Lily in the same situation going into this, you know, had a close game 5 versus Reaper's Ruling Rat, and we're gonna have another one, I think.
Let's see. Yeah, I would like to see more persona displacement pressure from Lon. Like they're the neutral sequences that they're playing is definitely a matter of Yuumi. Trying to find those points for the neutral skip plus 6P, but you know, to see some good old-fashioned 5A, 5BB, EXEO stuff. Here we go.
Oh, yep. Okay, starting up the pressure, but good DP. You know, that DP is a little tricky to hit. Not the fastest, right? But, you know, able to secure it where it counts. Oh my gosh, the confirm off the high gunshot?
Yeah, this character kind of cheap.
Kind of, sort of. Oh, Lon able to block this whole series and ends it with a DP. Just say, hey, get up. You know, working out.
Yeah, getting Yuumi clean out of there. Allow for her to heal in the back. Enable some more offense. You can push block all you want. You can't escape the snowbird.
Yeah, it's so tricky, too. You know, going in and spending all that meter just to get IAD'd on, finding the distortion duo. And I think this dead character is.
The little toaster that could. Labrys trying to make this happen in the 1v2 with the level 2 resonance against 2 top tiers. What do? Resonance popped it early. It's just looking bleak from here as we're in the corner. And now, I mean, if I'm Lon, I extend this as long as possible to waste the resonance time, but we're not even going to do that.
Oh, going for the distortion. Finding the hit, though. Yeah. Trying to go for some sort of Hail Mary. Has all the reasons. Going to be able to clutch it out here. 3-2 again. Eliminating Anima. In 5th place, though. No slouch there. You know, good running. Lon going to be moving on to fight Psycho 2 in the loser semi.
Yep, Lon not going out without a fight. 2 3-2s back-to-back. Nailbiters up against Void and Anima, but coming out on top. So, yeah, will be a run back against Sykes, no less. That was also a set that felt like it was going to be a Nailbiter when it was initially played. It was Sykes that was able to get a 3-1 with the TV toss, right? That's what the end of that set was. So it'll be very excited to see how that goes this time around. But Sonokun and Lotad have been big chillin'. They've been in the chat kind of stream monstering. It's time for them to show why they are monsters behind the pads or the sticks. I don't know what controllers they play on, but they're coming up here. I bet they're both back players. I'm not going to
lie. You know, pad is included with the PlayStation, so. But they could be playing on PS4 too. Is there any difference between playing it on 4 and 5, or is it still all the same?
Convenience. I think it's the
same. I see, of course. You know, the SSD load time, that's pretty good too, but I guess you could have that with PS4 as well, right? But yeah, we're gonna be getting into it shortly. But of course, you know, before we get into it, we do have a Matcherino, folks. Exclamation point. Matcherino, Matcherini, Marconi, Mark Ruffalo, I think, was added recently. Thank you, Atkins, for the contribution. Yeah, contribute directly to Matrino, helps the players out, all goes directly to them. Can't contribute, feel free to share the link around. It does help out. But we're getting right into it. This is winners finals, Sonokun versus Lotad.
That's my secret cap. I'm always donating.
Donating the content's always good too.
Let's treat them with the respect they deserve.
All right, Lotad having a phenomenal run within this bracket. It's going to be challenging. One of the best to do it nowadays, Sonokun. I can't tell you how many WNFs or just BBTAG tournaments in general they've won this past year. They've maybe won as many BBTAG tournaments this year that I've entered in the past like 3 years. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're right? Like they've just been so dominant in these WNF brackets and able to challenge a lot of these strong players too and show off, how good their team comp is. Just like that, using the distortion with the assist call out too. Gonna go for the cross raid, and that's a kill, man. That's, oh no, not quite. Gonna go for the DP, risk it anyways, or he's almost dead.
Yeah, could be a go next mindset, but Lotad gonna be giving it all they got with the Weiss thus far. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find some sort of throw bait or some sort of mix option. Of course, F not having the strongest close range buttons too, so trying to bait something. But right now, Sonokun is really able to set up some good pressure and good throw tech. We haven't seen too many of those.
Dude, I'm wondering if that command throw plus Heart 5P was actually safe. I'm really surprised that Lotad didn't try to match. I feel like that was not safe, but I could be wrong.
I suppose anything's possible. Oh, yeah, there's another one. Oh, but yeah, use the 2B armor just to get the love ball going, the challenge. I like that option, recognizing that, hey, I might be trying to cancel something, get some pressure going. Oh, and a DP safe. Sonokun just trying to find the last little hits, but the throw bait.
Back throw into the command throw. Little optimals. Oh,
Not quite. One more possible hit. Oh, the DP, but oh yeah, saving hard at least.
Yeah, big opportunity for Lotad. You don't have to worry about burst for quite a bit, but just can't find a way to win in the neutral game. And like rightfully so, yeah, Sonokun's gonna play it super safe, super concise, finds the beam in order to snipe it out and take game one.
Yeah, that laser, you forget Hart has zoning options, right? It is metered, of course, so having that cash is always good to spend. The lead ball too, we saw that as an interaction too. Kind of challenge and get some of the pressure going back, but Warrior not too much of a factor in game one, right? She kind of just went out a little early, but both these characters too, really strong buttons against Hart. They're playing that air-to-air mentality and just trying to match Hart's altitude, right? Could be some trouble from Sonokun, but showing that game one, not too bad.
Indeed. My favorite thing about Sonokun, I think it was after their first stream match, they had typed in the chat, playing in a bracket while Rusty can be fun. And like, I decided to check their tournament history. They've won no. They've won 3 of the past 4 WNFs that they've entered, all within the past 4 weeks. Where is the rust? Is the rust in the room with us right now?
Yeah, right. I mean, only 3 of the 4, right? What happened to the 4th one, right?
True.
Did they get second in the 4th one?
They got third, actually.
Oh, okay. There is some rust, some oxidizing. It's all right. Little WD-40 if you ride his rain, but right now, unfortunate drop there. That burst just barely saving him.
I get swap on the side of Lotad. Very interesting. Just pulling out all of the characters to the fold to try to make something happen.
Finding throw this time, trying to go for the 2B route. Not necessary, doesn't have to worry about burst. And again, there's those jumping buttons that are really strong. Finding the shot, but not quite a good kill.
DP being thrown out here. Here it is. Yeah, I guess getting the opportunity to do whatever she wants. 10K solo. Why is she like this? I hate this character.
She spent 1 meter, bro. That's fair. Oh, finds the hit. Oh, but unfortunate drop. Trying to make something happen. That 4P not quite able to connect.
Fire at the switch. Yeah, just keeping the lockdown strong. There's no push blocks quite there yet. Sonokun able to back homing out. The DP off in the distance. Yeah,
I have to imagine they were going for a push block or something just to get off me. That is one of the risks you run. trying to fight Heart in the air, though.
Yeah, you see Lotad looking for these 5D timings to try to match when Sonic-kun is taken to the sky. The Sonic-kun matching that with lasers on the ground as a counterplay option. The Resonance has been waited out here. It's Lotad who comes out on top with most of the life. Not a lot of resources on either side. Just a ton of push blocks being implemented. Both these characters so scary on offense. The anti-air!
Finding the hit with the gunshot. Can we stabilize? No, not quite. The JC just barely whiffing. Has plenty of Orgia boost to still start up that offense, but finding the JA this time. Not a lot of resources to get the kill, so we're going to go for some really scary mix. Got to guess high-low. It's a high this time. It's Sonic-kun able to find the kill. Going up 2-0 in this first of 3.
Works out. Both players opting to spend their resources on defense. There's just push block after push block. And I mean, yeah, I don't want to block Igus. I don't want to block Heart. I recognize both sides there, but it led to a situation where both of them sound like pretty critical hits, but had no meter to dump into. But Sonic-kun was able to find the better Oki scenario post-hit, getting that overhead, and now they're up 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, luckily both these characters too, even if you can't get the kill because you're out of resources, you've got Orgib, you got homing. They're safe options to reset pressure and make you guess your game too. So, and both characters not the best DPs, right? They're kind of slow. Hearts is faster, but very narrow. So, got to be worried about that pressure too. But we're going into a game 3. Sonic-kun 1 game away from going into grand finals.
60 cross combo activation just to keep it safe. Hopefully not.
It's just a lot of zoning too from S, recognizing, hey, I got projectile, I'll catch it out, right? It's safe. There's that DP, finding the hit on the air block roll though.
Double overhead. Man, targeting Fuzzy Jump like crazy, just matching the air-to-airs, trying to force any type of throw bait or any mistake from Sonic-kun, but they're just staying so solid on the defense. One of the things that really sets them apart is they have the setups, they have the heart, they have the S, they have the niche comp, but they have such a solid defensive mindset.
Going for the super, layered reset options and just saying, I'll reset again. I'll go for the light kick ender here. Oh, I'm going to go for reset. And just catching out that unskilled damage, super critical. And all of a sudden, Ori almost dead, and now Lotad's got to play on the defensive a little bit.
Mortar?
The mortar. Oh my god, I told you, the mortar's good, man. Finding the high this time, setting up this pressure. Gonna spend the cash early, doesn't want to deal with the burst.
Mortar hitting Heart of all characters might have just made me a believer, I'm not gonna lie. 85p on the Ori, EX Megiddo fire, pump yo breaks, 4p, uh-oh. This might be a kill.
I think this is. Oh yeah, wow, what a goofy cross raid, but it works out. Hitting the Ori 2 on the incoming, losing life. Gotta be worried about that still. Not quite enough to get the kill off the JB.
Yeah, empty active switch just to desperately get Ori out of there. There is no mix. I'm just trying to survive. Stabilize the 2v1 at all costs. That is the name of the game. Gets clipped by one of those pesky S2As. Reach is definitely in her favor. Doesn't opt to do anything crazy with it. Wants to establish the rest of this time for as much as possible. But here it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sonic-kun didn't have a lot of options available to kind of cash out. Oh, but unfortunate whiff, and Igus is going to go down. Now we're down to Ori, level 4 resonance. Good tech from Lotad. Able to survive, finding the air-to-air.
Ooh, couldn't get the rest of the route going there, though. Lotad still has the life lead, but doesn't even matter. You might just die to the next S confirm. Can't get the full confirmation off the EX. No whiff punish on the 5C. That had to be an EX attempt from Sonic. I can't imagine they wanted that.
Some sort of option, but yeah, the BC EX thrust, always a classic for the Ori. Lotad on the board here, surviving.
Yeah, and of course, this is not Lotad's main team. And we do see some of the cracks showing with Igus. Granted, this is not like the first time I've seen them on Igus before. This is one of the rotation Lotad characters I've seen used alongside Ori. It's just a matter of, we saw that they were so committed to actions that prioritize maintaining the 2v1, and then it was like a drop combo that got rid of their 2v1, and Igus is gone. It's just a matter of not having the full combo confirmation there. So hopefully those cracks don't lead to a set ending. That would be really unfortunate to see, but in terms of game plan implementation, seems like the Igus is paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a strong character, right, to pick into the matchup, right? You have a lot of that air control with the 5B, 2B gunshots, and being able to challenge with a lot of aggression. Just kind of matching Heart speed is super critical. But, still kind of on the upswing, trying to fight back and get this second game win for them. But right now, Sonic-kun not making it easy, finding this corner.
Able to low profile under those mortar strikes with the constant 2A pressure. piling it on as much as possible. What a clutch 4P find here for Lotad. Gonna be tagging straight out of the EX Press. Back into Aurier, I don't know.
Yep, just trying to get a little bit of additional damage. The DP ender, but finds the throw, countering a button attempt or something like that. Sonic back on it. I think Sonic keeps trying to read a burst or something, but, Lotad also recognizing, hey, if I'm going to lose Aurier, whatever, so be it. I need a lot of HP.
That screen coverage was freaking godlike. Aurier 4P in the back, Mortars on the side, JB. There was just like, Heart was up backing in the corner, and I think that was rare footage of every homing option being covered to some extent. Like,
yeah, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Heart able to get the kill, and now you got to guess for game here. Finds the high on the incoming. It's going to be a lot of damage coming in. Has the ability to reset here. Gonna survive. Fight. And that's going to do it. Sonic going up, winning 3-1. Versus Lotad. Gonna be sending Lotad to losers here.
Yes, both players guaranteed in the money. Winners finals, they are within the top 3, but they will be able to cash out betting big. And I'm making a lot of casino puns. The reason is the church just rated us with the party of 32. I'm sorry for the terrible segue, but I'm grateful for the awesome community over there from church. We appreciate the support. Glad that y'all were able to pull up and rock out with us tonight here. A1's Night Fights as we're wrapping here up within our top 4. But yeah. Sonkun moving along, Lotad dropping the loser, so that does mean naturally we will be getting Sykes and Lon Lily up next. It's been a great tournament thus far. I'm enjoying myself here in the comms.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all glad to have you here. It's been pretty exciting too. We've seen a lot of weird stuff happen throughout this bracket, but as we're kind of getting down to the last couple of matches here, top 4, I want to say thank you all for tuning in, and again, thanks Church for bringing the gamers on over. You had a good time tonight, and we're going to get some more BBTAG loaded up here pretty quick. We got Lion Lily versus Sykes, so 2 up next. Winner, this is going to be moving on to fight Lotad, who we just saw on stream.
Yeah, Sykes is trying to get the run back to the run back, right? Because if they're able to beat Lon, then they'll be able to try to get their revenge against Lotad in the losers final. But Lon Lily has definitely been the X factor within this bracket, especially from loser side. Just these really close 3-2 sets that they've been able to persevere through no matter what. And again, the set that they had against Sykes felt like a set that was about to go 3-2. It's just a super crazy clutch call that Sykes was able to make at the end of the day to deter that. But let's see if these two can pick up from where they left off.
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, yep, it ended up going 3-1 in Sykes' favor. And again, we're kind of seeing going back to that game 1 scenario where they're setting up the Adachi Zio and trying to set up this Ruby at full screen to get things going. But Lana able to navigate it a little bit better. Only eating a DP, it's only red life, no big deal.
Buzzsaw, staying patient. It's just mids. How bad could it be? A couple of those, Adachi, whatever.
No big deal. It's chip, right? Just hit him twice and he died. But that Zio able to cover is so strong. Trying to navigate something. You mentioned a couple times too, trying to go for the Zio card 6P. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of that body time. There's the Zio card. Comes the Yumi.
You can see how bad Sykes did not want to be in that situation. The cross combo activated. You knew the pressure was coming. They spent 2 push blocks just to reset back to neutral.
Yeah, but it's been working out, right? Lon's already down to a little bit less than half life too, finding all these hits, and who needs meter if you're just kind of winning neutral? Like we mentioned with Hilda, is if your opponent can't play the game, turns out it's a good character, and Sykes able to read that burst and get the kill. Yumi on life support right now, level 4 resonance, so 5 could get a lot of things going here. Not able to challenge that BZO in time.
Can't believe it. I thought Lon was under the edge of 30. Where is the reaction sweeper?
I was kind of looking for it too, but game hard, dude. But
True.
Sykes finding the hit anyways. That Zio super critical. Gonna go for the cross raid and get the kill. Sykes on the board. Game 1.
There it is. Yeah, Sykes able to get into the optimal and efficient playstyle on this team where they shine the best, where it's just like, up backing, reacting, calling the Ruby, getting the job done, and just looking for the Zios where they fit, and really making your life a living hell within a neutral game. And we see Lon trying to go for some of these different options in order to contend. They just can't quite find the sequencing. Another big aspect of the game that we saw before, right, was that Lon was being forced to target their assist calls and just overall approaches around when Adachi was going to land. So I think if they can get back into that mindset and have less things whiff, they may be the better for it. But it's easier said than done. It's not an easy team to fight against.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see, again, Sykes just backing up immediately. I don't want that smoke. Got a big button. Let me just start up this BZO pressure. Lon almost able to navigate it, but yeah, using the JC into the gunshot cancel just a little bit early. Gonna end the cross slash early and maintain this corner pressure.
JA making contact and ends up resetting into the command throw.
Goodness, lucky DP there, able to find the hit, and you able to escape. Yumi plenty healthy, so can just chill for a bit. Able to avoid the command grab too. Even if you could avoid it, right? You know, you got that Zio. Just don't want to walk into it too hard and reset all your progress.
All right, good defense thus far. Yeah, Lon has just really been an approaching wall as they're doing these dash blocks. Does end up getting clipped eventually, and man, it just feels like they can't find a way in order to put it under Sykes. Put Sykes under any form of the form of pressure.
Yeah, I get it, man. The gameplay, it's hard. You know, a lot of mix to follow, and right now Sykes is in a commanding lead too. Has a lot of meter, so sort of hit could be death with the single hit super, of course. Uh-oh, set on command grab, but Lon almost aware of it, but that 4 able to cover the jump button attempt, and there goes Yumi down to Narukami. Only level 2 resonance, all but finding that too.
This could be the beginning of the end here. We've seen this previously, right? They pop the cross combo. I don't think they'll be able to kill. Yeah, it will be BZO setup, so resonance will be activated, nullify a lot of it, but not the entirety of it. It's active for so long. Mori, why?
Ruby was there, and then she wasn't, and went for the low and find the hit, and yeah, the BZO able to cover too. It's just so strong, right? You're forced to guess. You can't DP it. You can't BC. There, you know, sorry, not BC, push block. But there's my grand blue brain coming out. But you know, Sykes going up 2-0. Here's a 3. It's getting close. Long got to think about it. Do I want to go back to my other team? Nah, they believe the Ron Rose sticking around, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it seems like they're committed to this for the long haul. It's just way less swingy than what we saw earlier, right? It seems like Sykes is really coming to their own within this matchup in full control, and Lon just can't figure out really any counterplay options. Just so many more Zios, so much less Lon-Lily offense.
Yeah, and just, unfortunately, you're being put into a bunch of 50-50s every time, and if you guess wrong, it's really demoralizing. You just got to shake it off sometimes and try to figure out, okay, how do I navigate this? Is there something I haven't been doing that I need to be doing? You mentioned trying to go for the super reaction to BZO, but it's so tricky at times.
Oh, there she is. Tries to go for that cheeky throw. That's a Sykes classic, I feel, is setting up the BZO Ruby in your face and then throwing right before Zio comes to fruition. They love that setup quite a bit.
Yeah, and setting up that rising JB too, just to challenge any sort of hope of kind of escaping, keeping you in the corner. Even if it doesn't hit, doesn't matter. Not quite dead yet.
All the lockdown in the world. BZO, Gun Blast. Well, how much more lockdown could you possibly want?
This is disgusting. Oh my goodness. Get her out of there. Yeah, all right. So Narukami's in. Able to block. Okay. We're getting there. Trying to find something. There's the Zio Karsic P working out. Yumi's still alive somehow.
Yeah, you can see the confidence of Sykes, where it's just, this is the most free form that we've kind of seen from them in the entire tournament, right? This was working on a perfect. Adachi took a little bit damage in the fold, but maybe just getting a little bit too trigger happy on those Zios. Lon able to finally navigate and make something happen.
And go for the cross combo, trying to reset something. Able to block. Yep. See, are we going for the push block? Now we're just going to let Ruby escape. That's okay. Sometimes you just got to let that happen, and, you know, you survive. That's the important part. Yumi's still alive somehow.
Cross combo activated for the neutral game. Active switch 5B.
Imagine maybe something was buffered there, but it didn't quite come out. Oh, so close. The DP also beat 6P. Narukami staying alive, but, you know, slowly making that comeback. Into a cross combo sandwich. Good luck guessing. Finds the hit.
Oh, the reset? That was really smart, dude. Just off the freeze. That's like a Yumi-specific thing. You could create those cheeky reset scenarios off the restand when they least expected. And Lon able to run away with it. Isolate the Adachi. This is huge.
Now Adachi, you know, trying to find the way to close this out. It's close. Has the life lead. Lon's got to deal with this chip. Not a lot of life left on Yumi, but it is recoverable. Oh, beat. Wow. I cannot believe that hit the 5C.
I feel like it shouldn't have, but the better player, I'm afraid, I guess. It's just like a straight up, you got outplayed moment. Anti-tier 2A on the 5C. Snipes the Yumi. Resonance activation. It could be anyone's game here. Again? Again? Oh my gosh! First I throw you into the CRT, now I'm gonna throw you into the flat screen. Sykes, how could you do this?
Cell phone smashed, skateboard chucked, destroyed. It's all over for Lon. Going out at 4th place. Sykes gonna be moving on with the pretty emphatic 3-0.
Dude, that's crazy to think about it when you're in Lon Lo's point of view. When you're reviewing the VODs and cycling over your losses, you lost both sets the same way. Like, you were double jeopardied by the game-ending interaction being run up cross slash. That's what a player that Sykes is. But what a player that Lon is too. Having a phenomenal run within this bracket. It was stacked and they were able to finish 4th with. This isn't even their main team. They were on the Ron Rose comp and really doing some work with some nail biters. Some of the more exciting matches that we had on stream. Good stuff to them.
And Sykes going to be moving on, of course. Low Tad been waiting for them. And we're down to our top 3 here. This is losers final. So winner of this does go back to fight Sonicu now. I don't think Sykes had the opportunity to fight Sonicu. Yeah, they were on the other side of the bracket. Of course, Low Tad wanted to get the run back from winners finals. But again, before we get started, thanks everyone for tuning in. We do have a match Reno there. You can do exclamation point Mark Ruffalo to bring it up. You know, it is direct contributions at the moment, so any sort of support is much appreciated. If you donate a minimum of $1, I believe, you have Master Chief read the comment down if you want to leave something funny. Leave it kind of appropriate, though. But if you're not able to contribute, that's okay. Sharing the link helps, too. Everything goes directly to our players.
Indeed. I ended up Googling Mark Ruffalo. I don't know why. He has a child named Keen Ruffalo? It's a fire name. I feel like Ruffalo is just a fire last name in general. Like,
I mean, Ruffalo's got ridges or something, but we're getting into it here. Losers finals. Low Tad versus Sykes. This gonna be an interesting matchup, right? You know, we got with the Low Tad rocking the U Narcomi. You know, Sykes able to navigate Lon lose Narcomi, so we'll see how that works out. Maybe a little bit of change. Of course, Ori a different assist kit entirely, so we'll see how they deal with that. That 4P has been super clutch for Low Tad throughout this tournament.
Yeah, Low Tad cycled through a few different teams. The first it was the main squeeze, and then they tried the 9, but it was ultimately the Narukami that ended up being the X factor that allowed them to beat Sykes previously. So just starting out with that right then and now. But I don't know, Sykes seems fired up, ready to go. Again, they're playing so much more confidently. There's a little bit more aggression that's being shown than usual, and they're getting a little bit more like crazy with the options. I feel this is the most actions I've seen out of Sykes all tournament long.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing aggression, they're playing confidently, and also like the way they are playing, they're setting up these scenarios where it's just like, hey man, you know, good luck navigating this. I don't care if I'm playing aggressive. It's still very much in my favor, and you're just gonna have to hold this until you figure out a way out.
Right, I like it. Clip on the 5P, BZO, and oh, okay, buddy. Wait, no punish!
Oh my goodness, what is going on? Gonna go for the throw bait, but luckily no counter hit, so Sykes survives, finding that 6P hit, but unfortunately not gonna be able to combo in time.
Dude, just huge damage scenarios, kind of lost on both sides to leave this game more even than it should be.
Right now, trying to set up some sort of cross under mix there. Low Tad not biting. Goes for the DP this time. You know, Low Tad in a little bit of danger here with the Ori low life. Good cross combo, able to avoid that AZO, but you know, gonna be a little uphill still. Sykes still very healthy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the sandwich situation forced there from Low Tad. Gonna be able to get some good damage on Adachi. The knockdown, what do we want here? Cross combo activation, we're safe. Ruby call.
Oh yeah. No. Trying to kill, you know, the assist there, and it works out for Sykes right now. And just trying to navigate something. Oh my gosh, BZO clipping the ankles, Adachi down.
Huge Zeo car fine. Low Tad's been getting a lot of mileage off of that. Just targeting when Adachi's going to land, predicting that Sykes going to try to go for like some up backs, and just able to make those EX Zeo cars super valuable. Resonance has been activated for Sykes, but for what use? It's pretty much locked down the entire time. So much so that Low Tad can activate their own Resonance safely, finds the button, and Low Tad getting the 1v2 comeback with the Narukami.
Yep,
able to find those hits and playing to their strengths, right? They had the life lead, they had plenty of meter coming along too, and just forcing Ruby to press. Ruby does have a lot of air actions available to kind of close space, but of course in Arcami JA, really strong option too to challenge in the air. So got to be worried about that. But Lotad really showing, hey, this is why I made it to finals. I'm going to lock in even in a disadvantage 1v2, and they're trying to get that seat back in the grand finals.
Listen, I know I've been kind of like the devil on the shoulder talking about how valuable Zeokar can be, but like Zeokar can be valuable. Like is that multi-hitting point-based lariat that you need that will be valuable even if a Ruby is blocking the way. Like you've been seeing Lotad use that in the sequences that call for it. And this time around, having a much more dominant early game. This was not the case for the previous game where Sykes was getting her BZOs flying all throughout there. But a with DP off in the distance, going to be putting a stop to the momentum.
Yeah, unfortunate push there. Of course, push block and DP are mapped to the same inputs, so got to be really precise in your push blocks. And right now, Sykes able to set up his pressure here, but good navigation by Lotad. Able to find a way out with the thrust and punish the DP in response.
To switch that Zeokar, Adachi trying to get a hug, Aurier saying no thanks.
Going for the IED back, finding the hit, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just a normal hit, so really tight timing on the cross combo. But guess what? Sykes got one for them too.
Getting the kill on Narukami solo. Aurier looking for those throw baits. Sykes not biting, just up backing for their life.
Good utilization too of using the Aurier persona. I don't know what's name. I'm gonna call it John. John not being able to be hit and challenging the BZO is always good too. Especially because you don't want to land it in blockable. So, but right now, Sykes able to put down that game, tying it up one apiece.
Cool. Yeah, good on Sykes to recover from, again, not a round start sequence that went to their advantage. It could be, we've seen what Lotad is capable of on this offense, right? When they get the lockdown with Narukami 5P, and they're going for those like double overhead scenarios with Aurier and all that good stuff. But able to tell the tale, reset the neutral where they excel, get the Zeos rocking, and get the dub.
I don't know, one apiece too. I'm sure both these players want a shot and taking the title there and bringing Sonic-kun down, but they got to get through each other first. Maintaining that Aurier, Narukami. It's been working out this whole thing, right? They kind of swapped to it towards the latter half of the bracket, but it's been doing really well. It turns out Narukami, good character.
Indeed. 4 Pico. Ew! That was probably like unblockable in the sense that like you were forced to like tech or DP in order to get out of that. Disgusting.
Yeah, or maybe even super at that point, but pretty risky. Finding these hits, Lotad looking really commanding here in game 3. Good block there from Sykes, just trying to find a way out. And there's that super to escape. And unfortunately, Active Switch going to be getting tagged on that.
Ooh, yeah, we're looking for the punish. What in the world? It ended up trading with Izanagi?
Adachi might be really good in this game.
Maybe.
A lot of privilege. Aurier not quite able to beat out that BZO and punishing the first. Sykes really aware and ready this time.
This could be exactly what you need if you're Sykes. Opting for the safe jump lockdown, interesting. I was imagining we would get like a BZO set of some kind, but not quite the case.
It's the counter hit confirmed and good stabilization, but the tech out. So unfortunate, just a little too high.
Man, on the free frame, no fear from Sykes, going for that DP. Lotad looking for the anti-air, the empty active switch, a bait. And now Sykes is up 2-1.
Yeah, quick reversal there. Recognizing, kind of trying to navigate it. Of course, game 1 went into Lotad's favor. Trying to play to that attrition of saying, hey, I got more health. I've got the resonance advantage too. So good luck getting in. But Sykes just able to find these hits and really kind of utilizing the mix-up pressure of doing after switch ups and just kind of bringing out all the tech.
And it seems Lotad is committed, rightfully so. We've seen what this team is able to implement, and even how it's like being implemented within these sets. Although they have been losses, it's come out to really the decision making on both ends to bring it down to the wire. But Sykes coming out on top. The clutch factor is activated. It seems like they're locked in, ready to go, looking to get in the grands. Lotad gonna need something right here, right now to make it. Otherwise, what the hell is happening?
You know, it's that 5cc, right? Or the JCC. I had no idea there was 2 parts to it. So, but finding the hit anyways, and now Lotad's trying this pressure, looking good, trying to maintain the corner, but a throw, active switch. Oh my gosh, what a top tier. Whiff button, go again.
Right. Good unpunished. Adachi lives to tell the tale. Uh-oh.
Yeah, just a little bit too healthy still. Oh, goes for the super and able to get the hit. Wow, that did a grip of damage on Aurier this time.
Oh no, yeah, wasn't able to get Adachi out safely from that active switch, so Lotad risked it all just to get the kill, but oh my gosh, Sykes is just letting those ruby buttons fly all over. They can't keep
Stop! Stop!
They can't keep getting away with this. If we're calling Adachi run-up super to throw into the TV, I guess we call Ruby run-up super the Rooster Teeth, as Sykes will be able to get the full victory over Lotad, head in the grand finals. Insane losers run. And they're here, they're gaming. They're going to be challenging Sonic for the crown in grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, just putting on all the gas there as soon as Adachi's down. They trying to save him too with the the falling JB, but good awareness and just maintaining that pressure, able to get the kill and able to move on. Lotad securing 3rd place, showing that even after all this time, they still got him. They're still kicking. Good run there. But Sykes going to be moving on, going to be getting their shot at fighting Sonic-kun, of course. This is grand finals, so Sonic-kun in winner side only has to win 3, and Sykes has to win 3 to reset, and then another hopefully take it.
Yep, Sonic having a dominant run thus far, only dropping 2 games throughout the tournament, so the person to beat.
Just want to briefly interrupt. Thank you very much to our very own Dave, contributing to the Match Reno with the $1 contribution with the comment, and I quote, "So, no head?" Thank you very much, Dave.
Yeah, of course. Yep. It's a good time. We're getting down to it. Grand finals. We got a Match Reno. Go check it out. If you're able to contribute directly, it's much appreciated. Even if you're not sharing the links, really helps. Pro tip for those of you who do play in tournaments and get paid out through Match Reno and stuff, and you do plan on donating, just keep the money in the Match Reno. Match Reno makes you pay a fee to put money in and take money out. So just, leave a couple bucks there. Let it float around, put it in a bracket or 2, or do the funny thing and pay it to your own pot just for the fun. And, win it back. But, yeah. Thank you, Cheap, and thank you, everyone. I think we're going to be getting into it. We got both players locked in, ready to go.
Starting up right on cue. Sonic-kun, winner side, Sykes looking to challenge these characters on opposite ends of the bracket. Have not fought within the context of tonight. See if Sykes can take down the crown. We'll see. We got Ruby and Adachi. We got big air buttons. We got Zeos, the bug zapper. If hearts going to be flying around, you have to exercise some caution. Of course, the back homing can execute a little bit of a wrinkle in the game plan, but let's see.
Yeah, both these characters, again, on paper at least, both Adachi and Ruby able to really challenge Heart's air game approach, especially with Buzzsaw and just Ruby buttons in general. The Zeo is also strong too, so it's kind of on, again, Sonic-kun to just figure out a way around this matchup. I feel like they've just been playing on paper bad matchups this whole night.
So a lot of different interactions coming to fruition here. No significant advantage on either side thus far. Wow, just cancel straight into the throw. Sykes not ready for that one. And we are in the corner, so we're going to be getting some Oki for sure.
And gotta guess high-low. Does have a counter DP. Oh, good awareness and conversion too by using the JAA, but a burst. Sykes able to survive there. Adachi staying alive here and setting up this pressure now.
And going on the real big offensive. Yeah, tries to get Adachi out of there as soon as possible. Yo, the shimmy?
Yeah, looks like it's working out. Hitting him the sweep into super. And I just realized Adachi says tired of blocking. Like, that's the most ignorant thing from a guy who has BCO. But, it doesn't matter. Sonic-kun is finding these hits anyways and making things happen, trying to go for a reset. Oh, but a good check.
Active switch to... I don't think I've ever seen an Adachi do that. Active switch to B?
Head invul or something, but that's okay. And yeah, now we're just kind of jockeying for position, right? Sonic-kun does have the life advantage and just gonna cash out the super anyways. Trying to go for the super assist pickup, not quite. Air DP, gonna be in trouble.
In the SDP, it wasn't really an S problem. It was just an air DP in general, but they were looking for there. Did not pay off. All the actives in the road, 9K, good defense thus far, gets clipped, cross, slash, and we get a combo because we're top tier, baby.
They earned that, finding the cool IAD routes, going for the stuff, and the command grab. Now we got to guess again. Hart not wanting to be on the ground ever. Cross combo.
Whoa, that whip 2B actually put them in the sandwich situation. Definitely not intentional lift from Sonic, making the cross combo worse than it needs to be. Believes in SDP yet again. Gets punished. Spikes is in a very, very powerful position at the moment.
Ezio hitting backwards too. Unfortunately, really close to getting the hit, finding the DP, but not quite out of it yet. Has to navigate this neutral, but beats the puppet this time. Has all of me in there. Well, this should be a dead Adachi as long as we're cashing everything out.
Yeah, one of the riskier BZOs set up there from Sykes, and now it is going to be forcing the 1v1 between Ruby and Hart. So much more doable for Sonic-kun. And gets the 2A on the incoming. I'm not sure what Sykes was looking for, but it was the wrong answer, as Sonic-kun is able to take game 1.
Yeah, that set up to kind of weird, right? The homing ended a little bit early, just enough to avoid Ruby able to go for the meaty 2A. A lot of times you think, oh, they'll go for the safe jump, right? And it's a left-right mix just to kind of put that pressure on. But good awareness, Sonic going low and assuming that, of course, Sykes would not press there, but Sonic-kun, by the skin of their teeth, going up 1-0.
Here we go. Yeah, so really a dicey game altogether. A lot of neutral being played. Really, no player seemingly having the full ideal game plan or ideal win condition being set up. Just a matter of some familiarity I think they have with each other's playstyle, the implications and the dangers that surround Adachi, Hart, all these monsters.
See the DP happening a couple times here, this time paying off for Sonic-kun, but right now stuck in the sandwich in the 6P, able to rip her out of the sky. They're in trouble, but good blocks from Sonic-kun.
Oh, the bait. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of just like 5P calls in the Zio, the classics, but that time not actually opting for it for Sonic-kun, getting punished for trying to punish the Zio essentially.
Again, put in the sandwich, trying to use the EX homing cancel just to kind of mess up some of the pressure, but Sykes just really able to maintain this control in this game too.
Okay, man, Sykes has been really relying on the cross combos here to get things together. Just like setting up these full screen sandwich scenarios and then saying like, am I going to A-Zio, B-Zio, Persona drop, like what will I do with Adachi in order to enforce the mix?
So the push block, yeah, the side switch into the super, gonna be enough to take down that Ruby. Adachi plenty healthy though, but and level 4 resonance too, so could get something going. But right now, Sonic-kun able to find the hit off the JC.
Where do we go? Oh my gosh, finds the command throw of all options. Sonic-kun will definitely be able to kill with this.
Finds a hit and the kill. Sonic-kun going up 2-0. And again, another similar scenario where it's just kind of like going for that layer 2 setup. It's like, of course this is going to work, right? You'd like to think maybe, oh, they'll go for the JP. It's the faster button. It's really quick. I'll just block high and I'll deal with the cross combo later. But you got to go for that second option sometime. Even if it's unsafe, it's a little scary. Could have definitely went in Sykes' favor, but again, Sonic-kun able to clutch it out. Going up 2-0, one game away from taking the whole tournament.
Let's see if they got one more in them, another WNF under their belt, or Sykes will be able to pull off the reverse sweep. They've been getting close. Like, essentially, like, I like the full screen cross combo mind games that they're setting up. The issue is, like, they aren't really getting anything super explosive. The Oki hasn't always been there either. It's been a lot of mix-ups happening as a result of neutral. But, being so reliant on cross combo in order to amplify your neutral means you have less actions for, like, amplifying your pressure, which I think has really been biting them.
Going in with the falling JB, able to find the hit too. Right now, Sonic-kun able to secure this corner and get things going. Go for high, go for low. Oh, the fadeaway, there it is. Hit.
Yeah, not the clean the confirmation roll, but Sonic-kun still in the driver's seat. Gets the throw straight into the super. Ruby is out of here. Solo Adachi.
Yeah, Sonic-kun's been doing a really good job of setting up these scenarios too, where it's like, hey, guess wrong. Oh my gosh, that DP after the incoming. That's definitely a decision, but it pays off.
Yeah, Adachi just fighting for his life, being told to fight back with anything that they got. Level 2 resonance. You don't want to pop it early. You want to, get as much utilization from it as you possibly can. BZO off of the distance, nearly punished for a sandwich.
Oh, finding again. Oh, trying to go for some fancy cross tag, active switch routes, but right now, Psych's able to find a hit and get things going. Not a lot of resources. Resonance about to end. Only 1 meter, so gonna be a little tricky. Just tear it out.
Man. Fucking so patient. No full combo, but just the forced sandwich. Gonna be going straight to the super. And Sonic will be your WNF 2025 Online Division BBTAG episode 29 champion.
Another one. We're 4 for 5, it seems, in the last WNFs. Sonic, a dominant force. Who will be able to stop them? You know, they're on a tear. I haven't checked the brackets,